We're going to get started. So, hi everybody. Welcome back to Abyssal Clucks for our first fully in-person live stream as we get ready to dive into Curse of Strahd. My name is Matt, and I am going to be your DM for this campaign. I am super excited to dive into this. Just a couple notes off the top before I introduce my lovely players for this campaign. We have affiliate status on Twitch, so that means that if you want to hit the subscribe button, we would love you for it. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your free subscription to support the Abyssal Clucks channel. A couple other things. We like to do accents around these parts. I know for a fact at least one of our characters is going to be using an accent, and we are also known to mess up these accents. So if you want to join us in any time somebody messes up an accent, take a drink. And if you are 21 or older, feel free to drink whatever the hell you would like. And if you're under 21, you know what that means.
Apple juice.
Apple juice only. That's the rule now. Great. And I don't think there's any other announcements. Oh, we will be getting so much better about uploading sessions to YouTube so they can become available to watch in case you don't happen to have the time or you're busy on Sunday afternoons and can't catch the live stream. So we'll be able to get those out to you a lot sooner moving forward. So you can check us out there as well. I think that's all the announcements. Yes?
Yeah.
Rose used to do all of these, so I need to be on. I'll get better at this as the weeks go along.
You're doing great.
Okay, great. Cool. So, speaking of the fantastic players that we have, we are going to go around the table, and everyone's going to introduce themselves. We'll get into who your characters are in just a little bit. You've seen some of them on session zeros that we've run, and one is going to be brand new for everybody, which I'm super excited about. So we'll start with our fantastic former DM who has graciously handed over the hat to me.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Rosie. I used to DM for Icewind Dale and one shots and all the things, and now I'm full-time player, which is very exciting. Thank you for the break. Yeah, we started this because we all started playing D&D during the pandemic because we were all super bored. And then a lot of our friends went back to real life and were like, I'm done with this phase. And we said, no, thank you. We're still here and we're still going to keep playing. And now we're streaming it. So,
Don't take me out of my sandbox.
I live here now. So that's my deal.
Awesome.
I already have stained myself. That's so sad.
I'm Anthony. And
I know who you are. Tell them.
I'm Anthony. I'm Anthony. I live here, and I've been playing D&D on and off again since high school.
Don't let him fool you. He's being very, very reserved right now. Anthony is like the #1 chaos bringer out of Abyssal Clucks.
I'm nervous now.
I think you have some competition though.
I think so. What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't know. Just you're Anthony.
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm Anthony.
So you live here.
I live here. Tell incarnate. I live here.
All right, moving on.
Hi, I'm Senya. I too live here. No one can disprove that, so yeah, we all live here.
We actually don't leave this table. It's really weird.
Yeah, by here you mean the table.
Yeah, right. This table is our home.
Yes.
It's someone else's apartment, but we own this table.
Nice pot of blame.
No, I mean maybe I live here. But this isn't the first time I've been here. Like, what are you talking about? No. I played I'm a relatively new D&D player. I started playing in college and then met these lovely people and gone from there. What else am I supposed to say about this?
Anything else you feel like you want the internet to know? Remember, it's on the internet forever.
Well, 2 weeks if I don't.
What's your zodiac?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a Hillary Duff rising with a WandaVision
I'm starting to not understand the linear path.
So
Very
chaotic
dumb.
Hillary Duff.
Chaotic Hillary Duff, but I would call myself like a neutral Joe Biden on a good day.
Okay. All right.
I feel like
Gotcha.
I feel
Stumbling across the White House lawn.
Day
Yes.
one politics.
Okay, no, so I'm also an actor, theater person.
Yeah, we're all theater
person. Theater people. Yeah. Fun fact about me is I am allergic to lobsters.
Aw, nice.
I'm only lobsters, and they're weird looking faces.
Only lobsters, the only thing you're allergic to?
No, I'm allergic to other things, but like in terms of like a food allergy, like I put it in my mouth and it's not gonna end well, it's lobsters.
Okay.
I'm so close to being a lobster, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, hi, I'm Mark. Nobody knows where I live. I've been playing D&D for 2 years. Actually co-DM'd a pretty interesting campaign with Xenia last year. And yeah, really excited to be here.
He found out he was gonna be here yesterday.
I know. We appreciate Mark so much for agreeing to join in this madness on a super last minute basis. And moving forward, I am gonna find some fun ways to introduce all of you. So get ready for that.
Give me a strict structure to follow.
Oh yeah,
because
don't
if
worry.
not, I
Don't
will
worry.
just go.
I live here.
I just want to explain, also, in case anyone's wondering, Anthony is currently sitting like this. Collapsing the chair.
Look, it's my grip to reality right now. This chair's all I have. If I'm not holding on
Don't
to it,
forget the table.
I'm gonna float away. This table's gone.
No, he sleeps in the chair.
Yes. So like right now, I'm just like, alright.
Alright, as you can see,
Okay.
we all have an absolute ton of energy today. We have been planning on that. We've been planning this campaign for some time, and now we finally get to make it real, and I couldn't be more excited. So, are we ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the only one who responded.
Yes!
Nope, she spoke for all of you.
That we cannot yell. It will
What?
peak everything. I'm gonna have to
I'm
edit
supposed
it.
to play a tabletop RPG and not scream.
I need everyone
Good
to
luck.
know that this whole time I'm just gonna office style like take my readings.
I can't wait. We're gonna have a master, like a supercut compilation of all of Xenia's facial expressions to the camera.
It's too hard.
All right, let's focus in
Okay.
as we zoom in on the massive metropolis of Waterdeep, built into the side of a mountain, this gleaming, sprawling city full of all types and sorts of people. We are currently, oh gosh, I had the name of the month pulled up, but give me 1 second because the D&D months are weird. You know?
January.
No. Right, sorry.
What
The date is the 10th of Kythorn.
You just made that up right now.
No, I know. I actually had it planned before, but I forgot the name of the month, and I was like, God damn, it's the 10th of something. The 10th of Kythorn, also known as the Time of Flowers. It is a beautiful, blooming season full of warmth, and the city is bathed in sunlight. There are plants and flowers and birds chirping everywhere that you go. The city is alive and bustling. With the warm weather, ships pour into the docks and people spill throughout the city. We start by heading in through the massive domed windows of the Carme Diem Fine Arts Academy, where there are a series of easels set up in this large circular room, and there are 6 or 7 students painting. Now, what they're painting is up to them. But one student in particular kind of stands out a little bit more than the others. Anthony, why don't you describe your character for us?
Well, my name's Tornir Torvir. I'm a fighter dwarf. I have on kind of just this like sort of chainmail that's individually painted each ring, so that from top to bottom it gives this gradient of starting of a wash from blue all the way down. You hit like your purples and violets to the reds to the oranges to the stuff like that. Yes, don't make fun of how I move. Everything is elaborate.
What's your name?
Tornir.
Tornir Torvir.
Tornir Torvir.
Tornir Torvir.
So it's a one-letter change. It's Tornir Torvir.
Yes. And then you can decide if there's an E after the second R.
That's really up to you.
It's up to you. Tornir Torvir doesn't care as long as you know the name.
And so Tornir has this sort of really iridescent armor. What is Tornir painting right now? Your professor, who is no longer in the room, as is pretty typical of arts classes here at Carme DM, they leave the room on whims and they come back and check in and give you praise or criticism and then leave the room just as quickly. Today, the sun is shining, it's a beautiful day outside, and your professor said, paint what comes from your heart. So what's Tornir painting?
So Tornir's painting kind of now this landscape, but it's this kind of sunset landscape where the moon's out, but also the sun.
Okay, so a little bit like
A little bit of both,
yeah.
and it's just every color's being used. It's very bright. It's very like, oh, you're making sure you're getting your money's worth.
Amazing. So as you're standing there, touching up some of the landscape to make sure that the color palette really encompasses all of the paints that you've put on your palette, you hear a voice from behind you go, interesting. You turn around to see a tall, gangly student who you know well, the long, hooked nose, very severe features, and this strange, slicked back, dirty blonde hair. His name is Phineas Pilkington, and he is obnoxious, to say the least. He comes from a long line of art critics, and believes that that makes him a better artist than other people because he knows what to look for in paintings. So he's standing right behind you and just going, and he's clearly left his own painting and is coming over and just standing behind yours. Don't you think that's a bit contrived?
Well, you know, no, I don't. I think that everything's exactly where it should be from my previous experiences and everything that I put into it. I believe 100% that every stroke is necessary.
How quaint. Well, I seem to see a lack of imagination, a landscape really. I mean, been there, done that.
Yes. But you seem to be seeing my work, no?
Well, I finished.
And yet you're here.
Now, you always get good critiques. I wondered what all the fuss was about.
So stay longer if you want.
Actually, I have a proposition for you. You're a competitive sort, are you not?
It's really competition if I know I'm going to win.
Right. Well, I was wondering if you might be interested in a painter's battle with me. We paint the same subject at the same time, and see which of the public likes who's better.
What are the stakes?
Well, if I win, you have to paint what I say for free paint for the next 2 weeks. And if you win, what would you care for? Money's no object.
I want your tools.
Smart man. The best money can buy, indeed. Say it's a deal. Excellent. I'll meet you at sunset. And the hill is this strange little cavern, but it has an excellent view of the docks. We'll paint the ships and see what happens.
You're still here?
Well,
I believe it's customary to shake on a deal.
And he extends his hand very limply towards you. Right. And he walks away and leaves you to your painting. We'll follow back. We'll pick back up on you in just a minute. Next, we zoom out of the domed ceiling of the Carme Diem and focus elsewhere in the city with a bunch of buildings that are really tightly packed. This seems to be a shopping district of some sort. There are a lot of shops and storefronts here, one of which in particular has a little bit more of a gathering outside of it than others. You see a sign in the window that says Pepper's Particulars. And there seem to be a decent amount of people with their faces pressed up against the window of this store as they observe one of the store workers tinkering away behind the counter. Rose, why don't you describe your character for us?
Yeah, so my name is Lady Amai Monte. I am I'm a Valkyrie artificer, so I'm kind of like cyborgy. It's all the metal parts are kind of like a bronzy gold, and then the skin parts are like kind of like a tan medium, so they almost blend together. And then you look and you're like, that's metallic. So there's one eye is part of that there, and then there's an arm, and then a lot of the torso is all metallic. And I'm pretty much always in like white and gold. It's like a whole aesthetic. I have very formal wear, but today it's more like just a little summer dress, a bit more casual and cute. Flowers in the hair. It's like the 2 judge braids that I'm wearing. And I am. Should I say what I'm doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what are you working on currently?
I think I'm working on a piece of armor that when you take it off starts screaming.
Okay. Is this like a side project for you, or is it a commission, or what inspired you to create this?
I feel like people forget their armor sometimes. It's really important. Like, I can't forget mine because it's built into me, but other people, I feel like, just humans are so fragile.
Yeah.
So I want to make that if you forget it, it'll just start screaming at you to put it back on.
Okay. Cool. And there are a couple people inside the shop, and you do take notice of the people observing you from outside the shop. You see this kid who has his like nose like pressed up against the glass, and he's like, whoa. Behind you, through the doorway to the back workshop attached, comes your friend and sort of your guardian at this point, Doc. And she comes out, she's middle-aged, she's like maybe late 30s, really, you can tell she has worked with her hands most of her life. And she comes out, and says, "Oh, the screaming armor again. How long do you think it's going to be before you're done with that?"
Not much longer, honestly. I mean, it's a pretty simple enchantment. It's fun.
Your fun is other people's nightmares, but who am I to tell you to stop tinkering?
That's fair.
So did you manage to finish the boot clasps?
Yes.
Okay. Did you also manage to finish the mechanical toy soldiers for the Duke's daughter?
Fuck. I'll get on that right now.
That's okay. I can finish that up. I need you to do something for me.
Alright.
Not yet, but once the store closes, there's a... And she looks around, she sort of like tilts into you, just so... There's not really anybody in the shop right now, but just in case, there's a shipment of something coming in that I think you'll really enjoy working with. There's a ore merchant who is coming with a small shipment of adamantium that we are purchasing. But I don't have the time. I have to run and I have to make deliveries afterwards, so I was wondering...
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have to meet him later. He was a little strange and didn't want to come to the shop formally to do business. I think he's worried about being too conspicuous. Adamantium's not cheap.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Why don't you spend the afternoon, finish the mechanical soldiers, once we close up, go and meet him, and she scrawls on a piece of paper and hands it to you. She's like, "That's the name of the place he wants to meet you." And
Do I recognize the address?
yeah, so it's a place. It's called the Rowdy Table. It is a small tavern bar, sort of on a little, like about a quarter mile east of where you are, like towards the docks. And she also produces a small sack of gold for which to pay the merchant.
Great.
Okay, you're cool with this? I know.
Don't love the idea of going to a bar, but I really want the adamantium. So.
I figured you would. Okay, so I kind of want to brainstorm, like, what do you want to make with it?
Well, I'm kind of curious about using them for toys. Is that silly?
No, not at all. I was actually kind of thinking, what if we made like a kid's toy that like also had like a dagger in it?
That's genius.
Right?
I love it.
See, you give me all these weird ideas now. You like, I love it, but the shop's doing well, so whatever you're doing works. So.
Wow.
Okay. I have to get back to working on. I have to get working on a greatsword. But thank you so much. You're the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. Don't be super conspicuous. Wear your cloak. I don't want anybody following you or bothering you. You do have a reputation around here.
A good one?
Any press is good press.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you later.
All right. See you
And
later.
she leaves you to your tinkering. Cool. So we're gonna, for anyone that missed it, we're zooming away from Dr. Pepper's shop. Sorry, I had to.
What? I'm not all soda themed. What?
Are you explaining some?
And we are going to head towards a little more run-down section of the city that sort of borders on one of the wealthier districts. it's interesting how this this sort of a little bit more working class, a little bit more rundown district is sort of like butted right up against where all the noble people live. And we're going to zoom in on a tower where one of our party members is awaiting a meeting with her boss. So Mark, why don't you describe your character for us?
So, I am a changeling, so, you know, very pale white skin, no pupils, although I have a lot of dark black around my eyes, and white hair that's almost translucent. I'm currently trying on a very fancy dress, you know, with a baby blue bonnet, and I'm looking at this giant mirror which covers basically the entire wall, where a bunch of very old paintings and relics, chandeliers, stuff that only rich people have use for are propped up against it. And I'm currently trying on the face of Lady Everett of the Everett Meat Processing Empire.
Okay.
And I've heard there's a masquerade ball in town that she'll be attending, so I figure it'd be a good time to blend in with the locals, maybe make a few friends in higher places, of course, as Lady Everett. And I'm just trying to make sure I get the nose right, because I'm not that great with noses.
Okay. You take a second and you try on one nose and you realize that you've made the bridge a little too high. And then you sort of do the inverse and the tip of the nose like points up a little bit too much. So you take a second and you drop form and disguise yourself as Lady Everett, and you feel like you've gotten the nose just, you spend a little bit of time observing her. So you finally land on a nose that you feel like won't be out of place for anyone that knows her, as there's a knock on the door.
I suddenly stand up straight, forget the nose, I just rush over to the door and wait.
And
I start swinging it open, but then I pause for a moment and say, in my changeling voice, "Who's there?"
it's me, and you recognize Maddox's voice.
Wenton! I undo the 15 latches around each side of the door, swing it open. God, old buddy, how long has it been?
And in sweeps the man who you owe a particular debt to, who sort of sends you on this and that odd errand to suit his needs as one of the crime lords in the city of Waterdeep. He dresses a little more ostentatiously than you'd think a crime lord would. He thinks highly of himself. So he's wearing these deep maroon robes right now, and really finely made leather riding boots, and he has rings on all of his fingers. And he sweeps into the room, says, "What are you up to? How's your day?"
Oh, you know, just, getting ready for, evening plans. You got any plans?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they involve you, of course. So, look, I know you're planning on going to this ball and yada yada, and that's all well and good, but I have something I think that is a little more pressing at this moment, and, you're my best girl. No, but you can't say no. Well, I need you to follow someone for me. Strange gentleman came into town yesterday, asking a lot of questions about where he could procure certain goods, and I want to make sure before I engage with him that he's not working with the law. He's a sort of strange-looking man. He's clad head to toe in all purple, and he smells of strange scented oils, and he has a strange scar that sort of goes from one cheek to the other across his face. He was in one of our shops we do our business on the sly, and asking about things that he really shouldn't know are there. Last I heard from one of my little birdies, he was snooping around the docks. So what I need you to do is just do your thing, make sure he doesn't notice you, and follow the absolute shit out of him. I don't trust him.
Well, I feel like in the long term, this ball would actually make more sense. Like, networking is so important these days, especially both in the underworld and the overworld. Is that what as aristocrats call it? I don't know.
No, they just call it the world. They don't say anything else.
The world, that's it. That place normal people. My God, I wish. Anyway, so I guess this dress isn't a no-go then if we're carousing by the docks. I'll get a carousing outfit. I have like a million outfits.
You know what? I appreciate your thoughts, but it's not really for you to think now, is it? I give you assignments, you carry them out, and that's the way that this whole arrangement works. Until you pay your debt off, at least.
So not the dress then.
No, not the dress. Not the dress. So, chop chop. Get ready for the docks.
Yeah. Okay. I hurriedly put in a scar and maybe a more squash nose that's obviously been broken in several fist fights. Docks love people fight on docks, and yeah, maybe I shorten myself just so like maybe by an inch.
Okay.
Put a bit of gray in my hair.
Okay.
Make my ears a bit smaller and try to find a dock rousing suitable outfit.
Great. And he's like, you look hideous. Perfect. I have business to attend to. Thank you so much. You can report back when you're done.
Great. Doing business with you.
Yep, and he's already on the way out the door.
Great. I slam the door shut, or then I think better of it and like open it a little bit, close it back a bit more gently, and then just pressing back against it, just God, what an asshole.
Great. Okay, we'll pick up on that in a second. And finally,
Wow.
we are going to head to the Rowdy Table Tavern, where behind the bar, before the evening's drinking begins, the newest barkeep at the Rowdy Table is setting up for the evening. So, Xenia, why don't you describe your character for us?
Yeah, so my name is Corin Savka. I appear to be in my early 20s. Come from a small mountain town. I don't know about the dwarves, but don't hate them. I have no feelings towards dwarves.
Oh.
No, I'm currently a barkeep at the Rowdy Table. Came into town a couple weeks ago. As of right now, I've been undertaking a somewhat secret project to make this Rowdy Table's mead better. Because I said it tasted like shit, and so I have been slowly tinkering with it since. It tastes better now.
Okay.
Everyone's confused.
And what are you busying yourself doing at the Rowdy Table right now?
Just trying to make it clean. I think my standards are a little higher than your average little tavern in a town. I know it gets busy, but they have so many barkeeps. You think they can keep it clean. So I'm kind of cleaning, and I'm kind of just, trying to get rid of like these really old stains. Like why? Like I'm doing my best to just kind of.
Yeah, there's a huge stain on one of the longer tables that like everybody that comes in swears looks like a dick.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's a little bulbous towards the bottom. It has like a long piece stretching out, and it's
Corin's actually been adding to that one.
Okay, gotcha. And as you're going about busying yourself, like tidying up, cleaning up, adding to the stain, trying to remove some others, the door opens and in comes the owner, Digby. He is a smaller, older man in his late 60s. The reason why he's not bartending so much is because his arthritis is terrible. So you've been a really big help in that sense. He comes in and says, "So, have you finished the new batch of mead?"
Oh, hello, Digby. How's your arthritis today?
Terrible.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you get that poultice that I recommended for you?
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'll get you for some. I promise you, you'll feel so much better. But yes, the meat is done.
Bring it here. I want to taste it.
Okay.
And he goes, "Ah." As he like
I walk over and I pour him and do it. And it's a little bit new still because I've only been here for like 3 weeks. But here, try it. And for comparison, here's your old brew.
And he has to like hold it with 2 hands. So he's like John McCaining it, like where he with the microphone, where his elbows like sort of stick out here. So he puts the new one down, goes and grabs the old one.
Would you like a straw?
Straw.
Just broke his brain. It's over.
We should use straws.
I know.
Oh my god.
Do they have a lot of straws where you come from?
It's like a
Wow, you've done all sorts of wonders for this place. Yes, I'll take a straw.
straws in D&D.
Cannon.
Okay, yeah, so he... That's not bad. And he takes the straw and places it in the other one.
Hey, that's reusability.
Eco-friendly.
And his one single eyebrow raises. He's like, I like it with more honey.
Right? Like it's supposed to be made. Not I don't remember this happening before. I think your old bartender just really, your old help just really was slacking on buying the good honey from the market.
Well, Stefan also always said that if drinking isn't painful, it's not drinking.
Well,
His father had a lot of issues.
and so did Stefan.
Yeah. All right, well, I just wanted to drop off the till for the evening, and I'm going to go nap now.
Okay, Digby.
So as you finish, as Digby leaves, and you sort of set everything up the way that it's going to be, the early drinkers start coming in. It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now you still have like an hour and a half-ish until sunset. And you go about starting to serve the patrons that have come into the bar. I'm assuming you're keeping a watchful eye on them.
Has our bard come in yet? We have like the tavern bard.
No, he's late. Yeah, he's late. He's been showing up at like 5:30, like on a regular basis. Already a little tipsy. Wow. So you've almost come to expect that he won't be here for a little bit.
Okay.
Alrighty. So we are actually going to hop back to Sabine. So you ready yourself and you get in your dock-appropriate clothing. Do you head right to the docks, or is there anything else that you would want to do on the way first?
There's a gambling den pretty close by, but I know last time I gambled on the job, I kind of didn't do the job, so...
Okay. So laser focused on going to the docks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So you head down to the docks of Waterdeep. You see the dock mistress, a water genasi woman who stands just about 6 feet tall, in a bright yellow vest and sort of like flared trousers. Is directing some of the deckhands about which ships to go tie off and things like that. And you see your pretty standard array of dock workers and people unloading cargo from the ships. Where would you post up to do what you want to do?
Well, this is a disguise job, not like a thief job, so I probably won't do any. I probably won't climb to the highest roof and just try to see everything from there because I'm a normal dock worker. So I'm going to go up to this water ganassi and see if she's looking for any work.
Okay. Oh, I can help you.
Hey, Sandra. Remember me? It's Sandra, right?
You can call me Sandra.
At the craft table like last week.
Oh yeah,
We were both super
sure.
drunk. I know.
No, it's alright. I was blasted.
God, you beat me up. Like I lost so much money. Actually, that's kind of why I wanted to see you. Money. So, I've been kind of in a bit of a rut lately, trying to find some work here and there.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm a dock worker by trade, aren't we all? But
Uh-huh.
when I'm not carousing on the docks, I'm usually working on the docks. So I wonder, are there any like? I see all these guys lifting barrels, and I was looking at them. I was like, I can probably do that. I lifted barrels. It's part of my skill set.
Yeah, you're like a strong lass.
Yeah, look, I got the scar and everything.
No, that means you're tough.
fun, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was wondering, are you out of barrels, or like do you still need anyone to help with this little barrel thing that you guys got going on here?
Nah, you know what? I've got you've got some experience, right?
Oh yeah.
Alright. There's a smaller ship. It's all the way down at the end over there, and not much to carry, but you know, the bloke who brought the ship in said he really just needed one person, as last on the list. So wanted to save him for last. Gonna be on time. But you could head down there and go give him a hand.
Great, yeah. Oh, another thing. Before we get to payment, so at the crafts game, I don't know if you remember, but there was a third guy there who, he still owes me money because I lost money to you, but he lost money to me, so in a way, if I find him, I can actually give you more money, so, he was wearing purple, like a lot of purple.
Huh.
Like
I was pretty blasted, like I said. I don't really remember a lot.
Had a scar that was like someone hit him in the face with a shovel head on.
Make a persuasion check for me. First roll of the campaign.
Alright, well, we gotta.
That's 14 plus. That's an unnatural 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. She goes, that one. He's been nosing around here all day. You know, he wasn't even trying to offer to help, wasn't even trying to be friendly. Just the rudest. You actually missed him a few minutes ago. He was headed back up the hill. Don't quite know where to. He said he had some business to attend to. He did say that he wanted to stop and grab a drink first. So you might want to check some of the pubs on the way. He said he was probably headed toward the center of town, you know, doing business and whatnot.
Hill Tavern, center of town. Got it. Okay. I'll be back. You know me.
You don't want to help the guy with the ship?
Oh yeah. Well, I figured this was more important because he owed me
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. If he owes you money, then he might owe me money.
Oh,
so
yeah,
find out if he does.
Yeah.
Gotta stop
Be
gambling.
there and back.
when I'm
Like
blacked
half an
out.
hour max.
All right.
All right. Luck with those barrels.
Thanks. Good. So you start making your way up the hill. Cool. Make a perception check for me.
It's gonna be the 6.
6.
Yeah.
You suddenly go blind. No. This is a pretty busy time of day, right? Like people are finishing up their day's labor, and people are starting to pack up their shops and get ready for an evening out in the city of Waterdeep. So the crowd heading up the hill is pretty dense. You don't quite get a glimpse of anyone particular in the crowd that you might be able to follow. So unfortunately, it's going to be more of a thing where you might just have to like pop into different establishments to find who you're looking for. So we'll pick back up on that in just a second. Tornir. Class ends for the day. And so what would you do after class before your challenge with Phineas at sunset?
Well, I make sure that everything is packed up correctly. It's very neat. If I'm using a canvas, I make sure that that's properly put away. All of that. I am the last to leave.
Okay.
And I look over at everyone else's works.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you roll for this, but give me a sec. I'm gonna roll something. Okay. From your opinion, at the very least, your work is more complete and more thoughtful than pretty much the rest of the work that you see here. You look over at Phineas's canvas, and he's doing like a weird Jackson Pollock type of thing, where he's like splattering on the canvas and like rubbing his hand across it. It's very abstract. So you're not quite sure if that's what he's going to be bringing to your challenge today, but it's not to the level of detail that that you believe that you've put into your work.
I leave a note on his work
Okay.
that says, "This is a good effort."
Okay. Okay.
For your final draft, think about naturalities in creativity. But of course, this is obviously a draft.
Okay. Cool. Great. So you finish up and you pack up, and you realize the sunset is just about an hour away at this point. Is there anything particular that you do to prepare?
I'll go to the hill early,
Okay. You go to the hill early.
and I want to get a mental image of the docks.
Okay.
To prepare for an idea that it will be a time lapse in the single photo. In the single
So you're going to paint the daytime into nighttime sky over the docks.
over from left to right.
Amazing. Looking out into the beautiful ocean in front of you. Nothing to roll for yet because you're not painting, but well, that's some good preparation that you're doing. As it gets to a little bit closer, about half an hour before the sun is going to set, you see Phineas arrive with a couple of his more snobbish compatriots to set up his easel on the hill right outside the Rowdy Table Tavern on the hill. And he says, "Oh, you're here already. Need all the help you can get."
I just start pointing to his friends.
"Well, I know how brutish you are, so in case you lose, I don't want you trying anything."
Again, it's this whole idea. Why do you speak in forms of pride? There is no pride. It's just do. I am.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before.
Probably from me. So remember it this time.
So, would you like to set up, or are you going to scribble in the dirt?
Oh, I thought we said we'd start in about half an hour, but if you want me to set up now, I'll set up now.
And I'm only saying if you want to be prepared for the challenge.
We can prepare. this past tense. It's always past tense. We speak in informal imperfections.
Alright. And he begins setting up, and he does like the overly showy motions of like making sure his canvas is placed just so on the easel, and the angle of the easel is exactly how he wants it, and he's directing his friends to do a lot of this. Where he's like, now to the left, your other left, Samson. Just absolutely meticulous for no reason, and in no way that actually seems to count. And the sun begins to set as Amaya. Doc comes out from the back and says, all right, so it's just about time to lock up. You're still good to go meet the guy.
Yeah, but more importantly, I figured out what else we can do with it.
Okay.
Okay, so the toy was a really good start, but I figured out, so if you made it like blossom open, so basically the arms, it's like a little toy silver, because we're working on those.
Okay.
You pull the arms up, and it makes the whole thing go inside out, and that'll make the blade come out, and actually we can use it to collect blood from children. No, bear with me, for like doctors.
Okay.
You know, because kids don't want to go near a needle, but you give them a toy, and then you go boop, and then it'll have a little blood receptacle inside of it,
Okay.
and then you could just extract the tube with the blood and give it to the doctor.
How about you let me explain that to the people that we're selling this toy to, because I was scared that you wanted to hurt Never mind. Okay, so you got the name of the place.
Yes.
The guy's name, his name is Vasil.
Okay.
He'll find you, I'm sure.
What if he can't recognize me?
And well, I sent a message to the place that he's staying, sort of describing what you look like. You're very distinct looking. In a good way. Don't do that. Don't do that thing. You should be proud of who you are. You are a spectacular creation, and you're doing a lot of good for this shop, and for me, and for yourself and your future. Okay?
Sorry, Mom.
Don't call me Mom. You know you're more like a sister to me anyway.
Alright, see you later, Beth.
Okay, fine. So you make your way out of the shop and you head towards the rowdy table. You get there and you see, just a little ways away, 2 painting easels set up and a very brightly colored dwarf and a tall, thin human man standing in front of them. Do you stop or do you just head inside?
I stare at the armor for a little bit.
Oh, it's the armor, and there's also the pants are stitched from all sorts of different heights. Like every height you can think of is
And your
a
shield.
different stitch. Yes, and I have a shield that has this painting over it, depicting a family, and it is worn a bit.
Okay. I don't approach, but I get a little too close, and I'm like clearly sketching it.
Okay. Cool.
Do I notice that?
What's your passive perception?
12.
Nope.
And I move on.
Okay, and you head inside. Inside, the rowdy table has started to pick up. It's not a place that you've ever really been before. You don't like to frequent bars. It's not really your thing. You see the pale-skinned woman behind the bar serving. You see a couple of the patrons. You don't really see anyone that like recognizes you when you walk in. So what would you do while you wait?
I'm gonna go up to the bar. I would like 1 alcohol, please.
Hello, dear. And alcohol?
Yes?
Do you maybe want some help choosing? You look old enough, so.
Yes.
Okay, what do you like? Something sweet? Something. Maybe a little bit more tasting like alcohol?
Spicy?
Spicy. I think I have something. And I start concocting a drink of mead, but I literally go for some of my peppers that I keep in some special things. And I
Yeah.
just throw it in there and that'll be good. I kind of stir it up and taste it.
Make a performance check for me.
Performance check.
Show up.
That's 20 plus 2.
Whoa!
You get struck with inspiration. You're like, spicy, aha! And you have a hot pepper that you sort of drain into the mead. You also throw a little bit of cinnamon in there for sweet and spicy flavor. And you hand it over to Amaya.
Okay, here you go. I hope this is to your liking. Careful, drink slowly.
I tried the whole thing.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, and while you're doing that, okay, so okay.
Make a Constitution saving throw as you chug this spicy alcohol.
Do I get advantage because I have a resistance to poison and advantage against poison things? That is alcohol is poison? That's what I was banking off of?
No, because this isn't about
Fine.
you getting drunk.
14. Oh wait, no, I'm proficient. Heck. 14.
Heck.
16.
14 plus half.
Okay, you chug and immediately you're like, oh, this was a bad idea. And you feel the weird sensation of wanting to vomit, but you don't. Just a little bit of your eyes water just a little bit, and you feel the littlest bit of snot run out of your one human nostril.
Okay, here's some water. And I just,
That was amazing!
here is your water. Just drink this. Do you want to start the tab? What's your name?
Lady Amaya Monte.
Oh, a lady.
Ish.
Did you say ish or yes, my dear?
Said ish.
Ish. Interesting. I'm sure that's a story we can talk about later. Lady Amaya Monte, would you like to start the tab or do you want to close this up now?
I'll start a tab.
Oh, do you? Okay. All right. Could I just have a 1 gold piece just to put it down? I'll give you back your change if you don't spend all of it tonight. Thank you. So I take the gold piece from her. I set in my little tab on the bar, and I go back to cleaning and helping some other people. But then I'm keeping an eye out on you.
Cool. And do you go take a seat somewhere in the bar?
Yeah, I'm sitting at at a bar stool. I'm just
You're at the bar. Okay, cool.
scribbling frantically.
As I'm looking at her, because I keep my eye on her, what information can I gather about Lady Amaya Monte who's just sitting there?
Make a perception check for me, as it's sort of just observing. You're not really probing too deeply.
It is a 22.
22. Amaya, what's your vibe? What are you doing right now?
So currently I'm sketching out my next project, which is kind of like a fan, but fans don't exist yet. So it's a tower, and the actual that kind of fan. So it's basically leaf fronds, but made of metal that kind of do this, and then it also emits a pleasant smell.
Okay.
So I'm sketching.
So you see her sketching some elaborate design in her notebook as you sort of casually glance every so often at what she's doing.
But I also am frantically I keep checking up and seeing what's going on in the bar and seeing what can you make better. I very I'll stare at one of the taps and ponder it and then go back to scribbling. I'm trying to take in as much as I can about the bar.
Cool. All right, we're gonna hop back to Sabine. As you have spent the past 45 minutes to an hour poking your head in to all of the bars and taverns on your way up the hill, and you're 1, 2, 3, 4, no sign of this dude in purple with the scar. As you get closer to the top of the hill, you see a faint flash of bright purple about 150 feet ahead of you. Sort of just keeping a steady pace. You see, you see dark hair with like a couple of braids in it. Just seems to be casually making his way up the hill. What are you doing?
I casually run walk, you know, like when you're crossing the street,
New York walking?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm New York walking up the hill. I'm very tired out because this hill is way steeper than I thought it was, and yeah,
Facts.
I'm trying to like hug the taverns.
Okay.
Along the sides, but I'm still very
Okay.
much focused on.
Make a stealth check for me. I know those dice are so pretty. They're not always the easiest to read.
18.
18. Yeah. Okay. You feel like you're doing a really good job of blending in. You're sort of you're not distinctive in ways that people would notice. You're dressed really plainly. You don't feel like anyone's really giving you sideways glances. And you see, as the figure in purple gets to the top of the hill, he passes by a set of painter's easels set up at the top of the hill and skirts around them and enters a door behind the easels.
Is this door in a building?
Yeah, it's a building. It's an edifice. There's a sign. It says the Rowdy Table Tavern above it.
Oh, great. Okay, so as soon as he disappears through the door, I start hurrying, jogging. I stop by the easel saying, "They both look great," and
Cool.
the door.
Yeah, you see this strange, like a little bit older looking woman with a scar across her face is like, that looks good.
Thank you.
And-
I'll open the door.
And you go inside and you see the man in purple is standing at the bar. He approaches you. You see this long scar across his face and the bright purple of his garments. He says, "Well, hello."
Hello there, traveler. Or perhaps patron of our bar. Do you like something to drink?
I would absolutely like something to drink. Do you have pitchers of wine?
I believe we do have some in the back storeroom. I can go give you a look back there.
The older the better.
Understood. Any price points we talking?
The older the better.
Customer who knows what he wants. All right, coming right up. And so I'm gonna go out the back, pull him back. Do we have what he's looking? I think we have what he's looking for. This is like a.
Yeah, I mean the Rowdy Table is not the finest establishment, but even the less fine establishments have a cask or two of like good stuff just in case.
I'll take it. I know Digby might have been saving that for something, but this man looks very interesting, so I will take it and make my excuses later. So I come out with the cask and I take out some of my glasses, inspect them, make sure that they're not thirsty or anything. I put them down. Just one glass for you, sir. Do you want to deal with a couple? Are you expecting someone?
Well, while he's in the back, he's looking around and he sees Amaya. Says, did the good doctor send you?
Huh?
Did the good doctor send you?
Maybe.
Pardon if this is rude, but I don't believe that anyone else here has the same appearance as you, and I was told that I would be meeting someone that looks much like you. So,
Yeah.
did Dr. Pepper sent you? Lovely. Then we have business to attend to. He said, but first I will wait for my drink. And as you come back, he says, no, 2 glasses.
Oh, 2 glasses. Oh, I see. I knew someone must be coming for you. You're too pretty to be drinking alone. And I set the glasses out and I poured a little bit of wine for you, just to give it a taste, as if you're liking.
Nectar.
Perfect. So I poured the glass and like, you sure you want some?
You don't have to drink it if it is not to your liking.
Try it.
So So I pour a little bit for you to try. There you go.
Once again, too
You,
fast.
at this point, manage to sneak into the bar. Where are you situating yourself?
Before I go any further, I'd like to discreetly move behind a potted plant, straighten my nose, rid the scar, and darken my hair. And then I'm going to slide into a seat discreetly so that I can overhear them talking.
Okay. So I'll have you make a perception check just to see exactly how much you hear of this, but with the stealth check, you don't seem like you're noticed at least. So make a perception check for me while this conversation is happening.
Can I notice if he's sliding in the bar?
Yeah, make a perception check to see if you can beat his stealth.
21.
21? Okay.
Be a 21.
That you definitely see this individual. You notice that this person is trying not to be noticed. But you slide into a seat and you overhear this conversation. We'll pick up on this in just a second as the painting competition begins.
Oh man.
So, Phineas pulls out his palette and he holds it out as one of his friends squirts a series of paints on it. And he takes a very long flourish of a brush and gets to work. Let's talk about what you're doing here.
I'm preparing. I'm seeing it laid out before me before I start. I'm visualizing what I want my end goal to be, with the ideas in mind, and if I don't like it, I'll scrap it and start again.
Okay. I will have you make a performance check at advantage because you took the time to observe your surroundings and really think through what you were planning on doing before you started. So performance at advantage.
Is this the time where I can start using commanding presence?
You can use commanding presence here.
Great.
Okay. I'm so glad we did this.
So
So you're gonna roll one of your superiority die?
yes.
Great.
And I got so that turns it to a 21.
21. Okay. So the two of you get started painting, and every so often you see Phineas looking over at what you're doing, and starts like furiously painting harder, and you very calmly begin to elaborate on this time-lapse painting of the docks as day turns to night. He seems to be doing something that he's trying to do something a little more avant-garde from what you notice. He's doing something a little bit more geometric, again, bordering on more abstract. But you look and he's not quite capturing the essence of the moment in the same way that you are. And he sort of he's like, not a landscape, I see.
Yes. What does it look like you're painting something that we've seen already 5 years ago?
Well,
Oh, it's a history piece?
No,
You're doing something historical?
no, it's very modern.
Oh, it's modern.
Yes, it's. I'm sure it's beyond your grasp.
Yes, because a mind like this would not even want to look at something that appalling.
Well, I think that
You think what?
it would have great critical success.
Yes, and that's the problem, because you're the one thinking it.
Focus on your own painting.
You're the one that started talking. You wanted to talk, let's talk.
Shut up. And he keeps going. And his friends are standing back and they're kind of like, as this is all happening. Cool. So inside, Vasil turns to you, Amaya. So, the deal that was discussed was for a certain quantity of adamantium. I assume that you were given the payment for this?
Mhm.
Excellent. If you don't mind, I am very curious about your shop. It has reached my ears even all the way from where I am from. Tell me more about what you do.
Kind of anything. I don't know. I had met some people traveling, and they said I probably would make a good like tinkerer. So I came here and I just make what I like, and then what Pepper needs.
So you are the wonder that people speak of at the doctor's shop.
I guess.
Well, it just seems that there have not been as many interesting or creative ideas coming out of shops these days as there are coming from that one particular store. You do your store a great credit.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Speaking of, and are you nearby?
Yeah, I'm at the bar the whole time.
Have you ever tried like a mechanical abacus for keeping track of customers?
No, I have never even thought of doing so.
So you know, like, do typewriters exist?
Typewriters? Not quite.
Okay.
Their printing press, yes.
Okay.
But not typewriter.
Straws? Yes.
Straws?
Yes.
Absolutely. We are a straw
Okay.
people here.
Okay, but imagine. Okay. So.
Go ahead, invent it.
No. So like, basically, you could have it numbered, and then you could kind of press these metal panels, and it would calculate how much money they owe you at the end of the night, and you could just have the change built into it. And I showed like a really, really confusing drawing that I've been making of that.
And I take a good long look at it, and I go, oh, that's very interesting, but then I can't do things like this. Hey, Rudy, that drink costs 2 gold. And like, you just see the drunkest one in the tavern who never
Like
leaves.
the drunk of the tavern, yeah.
Just very politely, like, hand me, like, just go,
Yeah.
go start.
Is it like, oh, sorry.
No, Rudy, this is yours. Take it back. But
Oh.
see, we can't do stuff like that, and that's just fun. But your invention is actually very interesting. If I could ever figure out how to make it work, if Digby ever let me use something like that in here, that would be great. But I don't want to take up your time with Facile. By the way, you do need to put some down for the tab if you just want to pay for the.
Oh, of course. I did not mean to be rude.
No, it's okay. You just wanted to get started in your conversation, and I got a little distracted.
Puts 10 gold down.
Thank you very much, sir.
No, you're welcome. Buy around for the house.
Very good, sir. Around on this gentleman, Vasile!
Hey! Like a bunch of people in the bar, like.
Rudy in the corner falls.
Rudy's like. and stumbles up towards it, like gets up and like falls. It's up. Alright.
Like pulls her hood down a little further over.
Back outside, you two have just about come to the end of your paintings. And he is, oh. You know, I just realized, we don't have anyone to judge this. But certainly I think mine is better, and you think yours is better. So, how should we settle this?
Well, I think it's important to make sure that the most amount of people can see it. We can start nearby if you want.
That's actually a good idea.
Shocking.
Nice shocking.
Sure.
Phineas goes inside and opens the door to the rowdy table and says, anyone that wants to judge a painting contest, come outside.
Fool. Well,
You can bring the paintings in here.
yes.
Bring the paintings in here. Buy a few rounds for your friends.
All right. And he leans back and says, she says, bring the paintings in here. Get on, then. And he like snaps, and his friends like pick up his easel and bring it inside. And Basile turns and he's like, oh, art is. I've heard that the Waterdeep is famous for its artists.
Sure.
Do you know these two?
No, I don't. But they must be students or not very well renowned, or else I'm sure I would have heard of them.
I'm going to walk in, just take center, and just plump the easel down.
Careful! Don't get paint on my
Great. So the two easels are standing side by side, and a lot of the patrons get up and start like looking at the two of them and like pointing out different features of the two. Vasil takes a particular interest in the two paintings. He spends a lot of time. He gestures for you to join him over at the paintings of mine. Like, what do you make of these?
What do they finally look like at the end?
So at the end, you do see a really, really vibrant and colorful landscape with the sun at one end, and it's almost like you know those moon diagrams that show you into all the phases of the moon. It's like that, but it starts with the sun, and the sky gets more and more purple, and then turns into a full moon that then wanes into a crescent across the top. And a really not only like geographically accurate depiction of the docks of Waterdeep, but a very colorful and detailed one as well. The other painting seems to be more like a smattering of shapes, sort of like jutted up against each other at odd angles. With a lot of colors that sort of like clash against each other with a similar gradient in the sky, but it looks a little bit more jumbled than the other piece.
So yeah, I'm just staring at the first one. Yep.
And next to it is this very brightly multicolored dwarf that you were staring at before with all of his armor.
You kind of match.
Yes, that's the point.
Do the colors do anything? Or?
You're asking if the colors do something?
Yeah.
Just like anything else, gives an impression.
Alright. That reminds me of home.
Here?
And
No colors.
And Vasil is standing over at the other one. He said, "Yes, it does remind me of home." Well, how are we voting? How shall we decide
I
this?
point at the first painting. What's with all the moons? I've seen the sky. There's not that many moons.
It's
Definitely less than 4.
well, correct, but it is an accurate representation of the moon's trackings throughout the past few days or so. All composed by memory, and all composed in a short amount of time just recently.
Interesting.
But now, Phineas, why don't we decide now? There's no need to go somewhere else, correct?
No, I mean, the public here is the public anywhere else.
Great, then no more need for this. Everybody, one last look. And I'm gonna take something, I'm gonna take a beer or something.
Okay. Yeah, the bartender's behind the bar.
Yep.
Do you need something?
Yes, a simple pint of beer, anything.
Okay.
Something with preferably high alcohol content.
And Vasil says that you can count that this is his house drink.
Okay. Do we have anything particularly like someone would compare to? What is that? That's Everclear. Do you have something like that?
Everclear?
Like the equivalent of that, like a very high alcohol grain alcohol.
Yeah. So you have some Daggerford fire whiskey.
Okay, I'll grab that. How much of this did you want? I'll hold up the whole bottle.
Just enough for a little bit of a sip myself, but then something for a show.
Okay. When you say a show, what do you
It won't be here.
It won't be here?
It won't be here.
You promise the show won't be here.
The show will be a little bit that way, You're ruining the suspense.
I don't like people doing shows in my bar.
They're not going to be in your bar, it'll be right outside the bar. It's ruining the intensity. I got everyone's attention.
I take a little shot glass, I fill it up, push it to you. That is for your mouth.
Right, of
And then I
course.
take just like an old mug that like has a sturdy handle.
Yeah, like
and
a
this is-
stein,
This is
yeah.
for outside,
Yes.
and I pour some in there, and I just push it towards him, and I cross my arms, and I'm just like, your painting is also beautiful, by the way. I have no idea what the hell that other guy made.
Well,
It looks like a shit color.
yes, no, I know.
And Phoenix says, "It what?
I think it looks very good, sir.
You said it looked like a shit color.
I think you might have some paint in your ear.
No, that's just.
I would like to do something sneaky while they're arguing.
What would you like to do?"
I just want to pull out kind of like tweezers almost.
Okay.
But I just all I need to do is tap Phineas's painting without anyone noticing.
Make a stealth check. for me.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well. That's a 10.
It's not. It does not go unnoticed. Vasil specifically, because you haven't
Oh, that's
finished
okay.
your
That's okay. If
business
he
yet.
catches me, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Well, I would say at this that you also noticed that.
We take that. I just don't want Phineas to know.
No, yeah, Phineas is busy like having an altercation with the bartender.
That's one vote for me, by the way.
Oh yeah, you thought prestidigitation was too much power.
Uh-huh.
I have now infused the painting with smelling like poop.
So you go up and Vasil's like, "What are you up to?"
No,
You're like, "Oh, that's awful."
I thought it would match.
Oh, most amusing indeed. Well, come, we have business to finish, but at this point, he goes and sits back down at the bar. You are sitting at the bar.
Well, I'm. And what's the sky looking like right now?
It's just about dark,
But like, there's still a little
but
bit.
a
But
little
Great.
bit of purple.
before it gets out there, I'm going outside, taking the fire whiskey, dousing the painting, and lighting it on fire outside of the room.
Your painting?
My painting.
Cool.
But
Lighting-
I'm taking a little bit of the canvas, the corner for keepsake, placing it on my person, and
So-
then lighting the
So a
painting
bunch
on
of
fire.
people see you grab your canvas and storm outside, and a lot of you follow outdoors. And you light your painting on fire, and most of the patrons of the bar go outside.
Yeah, I'm following too.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Can I tap him on the shoulder?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. You see this just pretty plain-looking woman with dark hair tap you on the shoulder.
Quick question, can I morph robot parts? I-
You can, yeah, you won't get the benefits of them,
Right.
but you can morph the appearance of them.
Hey, is Basile leaving? Or is...
No, Vasile is actually hanging back in the bar.
Oh,
Well, he's hanging by the doorway a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get too far away from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
field, but
I sort of awkwardly look at Basile. So, we all gonna go check out that... oh, is that fire? Oh god,
It's like, oh, is it?
whoa.
Ah, how strange. And he sort of like cranes and like looks to peek a little bit further out. He steps a little further to the door, leaving you guys a little bit separated.
I turn to Asaya. Hey, would you mind, directing me to where the bathroom is?
I have no idea.
Okay. Would you mind directing me to where the bar is? Like, physically, I'm not great at directions, so...
Okay. So I walk the stranger back to the bar, like 5 feet.
Is
He's
Basile-
still paying attention outside.
Okay,
Here it is.
nice bar. Thanks.
Okay.
I sort of whisper, do you mind staying with me outside for a second? It's just,
You brought me. You made me walk you to the bar to then ask me to leave the bar.
yeah, I don't know if there's like a door or anywhere. I'm sort of glancing at Basile. Do I have to be stealthy?
So at this point, what have you done after you light your painting on fire? Are you staying to watch, or are you going?
I put it on fire and like say to Phineas,
the memory and short instance of my work will shadow yours forever.
How dare you?
And Phineas goes to like strike you, and one of his friends like grabs his wrist and is like, not a good idea, not a good idea. And Phineas is like,
You're lucky that my friends are here to talk some sense into me. I'm leaving.
and he walks away. Most of the people outside are still around the burning painting. You have probably not gone all the way outside because you don't want to leave your bar completely unattended. Are you staying outside?
I'll move it up a bit of the hill and set it there.
Okay.
So that it is not catching anything else on fire. I'm
Okay.
sure that nothing spreads.
And
I want to keep
and then Vasil actually taps you on the shoulder and says, "My friend, that is true art. Nothing in this world lasts. Some things longer than others, but impermanence is a very interesting thing. I would like to discuss more of your philosophies with you, if you wouldn't mind."
So,
And he gestures back into the bar. And as he does, he closes the door to the bar behind him and locks it, leaving the four of you and him inside the bar. As he turns to walk inside the bar, he grabs something from inside of his cloak and flings something into the air. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
oh no.
Okay. And this isn't poison.
It's not poison.
Okay.
That's a 5.
8. I would like it to be known that the second this happens, I'm going to attempt to throw myself in front.
Okay.
I do not know what's happening. Not
10.
Okay.
Aww.
No. 8.
Okay. 10, 2 8s, and a 5. As this small bag that he throws from his cloak flies into the air, it releases this strange gray powder that multiplies and increases in volume until the entirety of the inside of the tavern is covered in what feels like a deep fog. You all feel yourselves struggling to keep your eyes open until darkness takes each of you. And that's where we're going to take our bio break. All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll pick up on the what happens next to our adventurers. We'll be right back. All right, we are snacked up, and I'm choking,
Oh no.
and we are ready to dive back in to Curse of Strahd. So, as we left off, you guys had just been knocked unconscious in the Rowdy Table Tavern by Vasil. With some strange powder. Oh, and that's you listening to the stream, yeah.
Whoa.
At least the audio still works.
It sure do.
Okay.
Great.
That
So, no, it's okay. So, as the four of you come to consciousness, you are sitting in a vehicle of some sort. Your eyes not quite open, you feel the lurching of wheels against dirt. Sounds like wood as you open your eyes, you see the other 3 people seated inside of a wagon. And outside the wagon, all you can see is mist. A thick, oppressive mist that surrounds you on all sides as the wagon continues down a road that you can't see. There's no sign of Vasile, just the 4 of you.
I'm scared of the mist.
The windows are closed, so there's no mist inside the wagon.
It's a covered wagon.
It is a covered wagon.
Oh.
so
Now I
A
understand.
covered wagon.
We got really invested in thinking about the beginning of Skyrim,
Yeah.
and it just had empty notes.
No worries. No, a covered wagon, windows
Aha.
revealing the thick mist outside. The 4 of you are inside the main body of the wagon.
Do I have my weapons on me?
Yeah, you guys are fully geared up.
I take my crowbar. Alright, you guys want to make this quick?
You see, Conan just kind of checking herself. She finally like seems to have everything she needs. She looks at you guys. What the fuck happened? Where are we? Oh god, where are we going? Does anyone know? Does anyone have any idea?
Secondary location, so we gotta get out of here as quickly as possible.
It's saying that the snow wants to be in a secondary location.
Yeah.
It's more prone to
What?
risk, I agree.
Okay,
Is that a thing?
well then great. We just
Yeah.
run out.
You
the
get kidnapped a
window.
lot?
Well,
Well,
I respect that.
so wait, we'll circle back on this later. So more times that you've lost count, or insignificant times?
I
that you've
don't
lost?
count. Like that would be weird. I have
Is
a friend who counts,
Do you
but
have trouble counting, or?
no, I can count. I just don't count this in particular.
Okay, maybe we circle
Okay,
back
circle
on
back.
that
That's
later.
okay.
Yeah.
Change it up.
I think, okay, you know what? No, we need to just get out of here, and there's no one else in here with us. So
So I guess we could just open.
go out the window.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. Conan just walks over and then.
So you have the crowbar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
You wanna
So
the honors?
Oh, sure. I take the crowbar. I sort of maneuver it around the sill, and then I just smash it through the SN.
there is a door leading out of the wagon. But...
I only respect now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, windows.
Okay. Make a strength check for me.
Window.
6. It's a hard class.
Yeah, it ricochets. You try to smash the window and it doesn't break.
Give me that door.
Yeah?
Where's
Open
the
it.
door?
It's on the
There's a
right
door.
side.
There's
So
a
if you
door.
guys are sitting
Door.
like this, facing each other,
Oh,
there's
hi.
a door over there.
Whoa, immersive
Oh.
theater.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes we're tired.
I just don't like looking
locked?
that way. That place
Is it locked?
Yeah.
No, it's not locked.
I'm
Well, I mean, it's locked from the inside. There's like
Oh. I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
okay.
Smith.
You open the door, and immediately the inside of the wagon is filled with mist.
I don't.
Oh my god.
I need everybody to make a Constitution check for me.
I believe I am not affected by this.
Explain why.
I read that this mist only affects those who are living. If you are undead, it is not.
I still need you to make a Constitution
Okay.
check.
Do robots get? Do you breathe?
So yeah, the compromise of being a cyborg is I have some of the resistances for poison, but I do still need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So life is hard right now.
Woo!
Not funny.
Oh, I
14.
go.
It's gonna be a 7.
Okay.
14.
So, ironically, the mist comes in, and as it swirls in, you close the door,
Sorry.
but not before, Karin, you get lungs full of this
Right.
stuff. You gain a level of exhaustion.
Sort of pat you on the back a bit. You good?
You immediately feel this mist seep through your bloodstream, and you feel your limbs weighed down. Everything is labored, breathing, keeping your eyes open. You feel immediately wiped of all of your energy. So you now have disadvantage on all skill checks and attack rolls until you take a long rest and eat.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Oh god.
So stay in the wagon.
Yeah. I think we're staying in the goddamn fucking wagon.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait, is anyone in this room a wizard?
No.
Why?
I don't know, I just heard wizards could, they're pretty good at this kind of thing, just, put their finger until the mist goes away.
Oh, that would be very helpful at this
Yeah.
time.
So,
But
crickets.
I don't know.
I mean, I can do this, and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So you cast Detect Magic. You sense that Karin contains magic.
As an is caster or something.
As an is caster. But no other apparent magic.
The mist isn't considered magical.
And this is not considered magical. Technically.
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 That's upsetting.
So do you guys want to just carry on and see what
Research the wagon.
happens?
Is there a way to which way would be the head of the wagon?
You guys are facing backwards.
Oh.
So the wagon's going that way. Yeah.
Is there like some way to get more up the wagon, or?
No, I mean you'd have to exit the wagon to get to the outside of it and see what might be out in front of you or not. Okay.
Can I search the wagon?
Yeah, make an investigation check. Okay. You look around. The wagon is pretty simple. It's of a finely made. Like it's sturdy. It seems durable, but nothing particularly outstanding about it. The mechanism of the lock is really simple. There's no adornments on the inside of the wagon. It's very plain.
No sacks of grain or
Nothing.
rats? Wow. Are we sitting on anything or just bare?
You're sitting on benches that have cushions on them.
Oh, cushions. We could fashion those into masks.
Oh, but yeah.
Take one of my sharp circular objects and start tearing up the cushions.
Okay. Great. You start tearing up the cushions, and what are you trying to fashion? Just like a.
Just a simple mask.
Okay.
Good cushions.
Okay. Just sort of cover your mouth and nose with. That's easy enough to do as long as you maintain pressure on them. It's not really difficult. If you want them to be self-holding on your face, you just have to, like a mask. Yes.
Oh, and I'm gonna pull out of my bag of holding some water to douse the face mask because that helps.
Yes.
Great.
So.
Okay. Then I will have you make just a dexterity check with advantage because you're being hugged.
Dexterity, that is a 17.
17. Yeah, you managed to fashion some pretty functional masks that slip over your ears, douse them in water. Cool. And you see, just as you're starting to finish the masks, the mist starts to thin.
Oh, thank God.
As you can see beyond the mist outside the windows, dense greenery on either side of you. You're in a forest of some sort. And as you continue maybe 5 more minutes, the mist thins and thins until you are riding on a road with trees as far as the eye can see on either side of you.
Looks like home.
Well, that was not as useful as I expected.
Oh, this will break out.
Well,
Now seems like a good time.
round 2.
Open the door. Yeah, there's no mist that enters. So the wagon is still moving as you open the door. Where are you looking when you open the door? Are you looking towards the mist, or are you looking ahead of you?
So the door's to the back of the carriage.
No, it's to your left. You guys are facing backwards.
Oh.
The carriage is going, the wagon's going that way.
Got it. Yeah, I'm looking towards who the hell is driving.
Okay. You look out and you sort of hold onto the door frame as you crane your neck and look up towards where the driver's seat would normally be.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty. The wagon seems to be self-propelling. And it's strange that your detect magic didn't notice anything about that, but it's just going.
We were going downhill.
Can you ask them to turn around?
There's no one there. What? There's no one there.
I don't like that. Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
I don't.
What?
I'm gonna clamber to the roof.
Okay. Just make an acrobatics check.
Oh, that's so 7.
You try to just grab onto the frame of the wagon and swing yourself up, and your hand slips, and you actually fall out of the wagon onto the side of the road as the wagon continues in front of you.
Stop the wagon. We lost
good.
one.
I'm good.
Stop the.
No, or I'm
And
good.
the wagon stops as you're yelling, "Stop the wagon."
Make the wagon go backwards.
No, I'm blind now.
It doesn't go backwards.
Oh, thank God.
But the wagon stops in front of you as you stand on the side of the road surrounded by these woods. What's your passive perception?
I'll write it down. My.
It's 10 plus your perception.
Oh, great. 13.
13. You smell death. The smell of rotted flesh, and it's not like the air smells of it. There is a source of it nearby. Something close to you is radiating that smell. Ahead of you, you see the trees, you see an end to the trees and a sort of opening into a wider space. And that's really what you can see as of right now from where you are.
Is the smell coming from that space?
No, the smell is coming from into the woods, just a
Alright.
little ways away from you.
I'm gonna try hugging the tree line so that I'm not quite as not super visible to anyone in the road, but I'm going to try to sneak towards that clearing.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Okay, that is going to be a 19.
19. Great. Yeah. You feel pretty confident that if anyone is watching, they can't necessarily see you. Are you looking into the woods?
I'm looking at the clearing.
Yeah. Make a perception check for me.
It's an 18.
18. So it takes you a second, but you follow the smell more than anything as you glance over one section of the trees and then stop back as you see a crumpled mass of what looks like black fabric lying a short ways off the road on the side. The three of you are still sitting inside the wagon. Are you remaining inside?
No.
I think I'm getting out.
I think I'm getting out as well.
Okay. So the three of you get out and you barely manage to see Sabine on the tree line.
I sort of raise my finger to my lips. Back in closer.
Are you guys trying to be sneaky?
Yeah.
Everybody roll stealth.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know about
I have
that.
an advantage, right?
You do.
I rolled real bad.
Not one.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bother rolling again.
You get out of, you try to step out of the wagon and you fist plant onto the ground and go,
Slap my face.
This fucking journey! Why does this suck so hard?
Johnny, we've barely taken a step.
And you know what? I am somehow the only one getting royally fucked.
Well, that's fair.
So you all make your way a little ways back on the road to where Sabine is standing in the clump of trees. Are you approaching the massive cloth?
Alessio, I think that might be a pile of dead bodies. I can't tell for sure, but
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
Like people bodies or
like people, or maybe animal bodies. I don't. Like you smell that, right?
Oh, I certainly smell that.
Is there a rock nearby? I'm gonna pick up a rock and make it smell like flowers.
Okay.
Like it's strong.
Smells like one of
Give your perfume rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? It just covers the smell.
It sort of mixes with
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
in the air.
Like a corpse flower. It's
You never heard of the thing, don't throw flowers in the toilet?
What
I
do
thought
you hear about
flowers in the toilet or like good, isn't that a thing?
like potpourri,
Oh god.
That.
right?
That's worse. Please stop.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's making
okay,
a weird connection. Just throw it. Just throw them up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Don't watch the
Well,
rock.
that was a really fast throw.
Yeah.
Are you throwing the rock in any specific direction?
I think I panic and throw a random direction.
Okay,
so-
great. No, we're just making sure. Okay. What are we doing?
I think we need to get away. Whatever this is, if it smells like that, I don't really want to be anywhere near it. Take it from my experience.
So, as you're taking a closer look, Sabine, you rolled a 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, it seems to be no larger than one body.
Oh.
You do see an arm sticking out from the mass, and it is unmoving.
Well, I mean, it's just one body, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, really.
I could probably do a lot of harm.
There's four of us and one of it, and it's dead, and we're all four of us alive.
Okay, great. Why do you want to go to it? Like, let's just leave it alone and go away. And
It might-
what's dead is
Wait,
dead.
sorry, you said it's moving?
So it's
Oh,
unmoving.
Wait, do you want to do like a fun little thing where like it's reaching its arm out and you're reaching your arm out, and it could be this whole idea of like, can I sketch? I'm gonna sketch something real quick.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
up to it.
sketch
No, we are
This
going to respect the
light.
dead body.
I'm
What
going
is
up to
dead
the body.
is dead.
I'm
Okay.
going
like
up.
Sabine.
I go up to
nothing
the
like
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Like the hand of God
Yeah,
thing, but
exactly.
like a dead hand. Of
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
I really
cool.
don't like this.
I'm moving my hand towards his hand,
I have like a stick.
and then I start screaming.
You start
I
screaming.
start screaming.
Yeah.
Wait, no, should I start screaming? You know what, it's funny. Alright, I'm gonna start screaming.
Okay.
Look at it.
No, as if it just grabbed my hand and
Oh, you're
it's
doing
alive.
a prank.
Make a deception check.
He's explaining the prank to us as he's doing it.
Oh,
Would it be funny if I scared you right now? It'd be funny.
it's a 9.
Okay. It's really jarring. You like go and you touch it and you go ah! And it's like really showy, and you're like you definitely don't believe that anything actually grabbed him.
It's more of a dad joke, you know.
You know what? At this point, you're just
I'm gonna poke it with a
disrespecting
stick.
this. Stop.
It doesn't move, but you do see a piece of paper sort of fall out of one of the pockets onto the ground.
Yoink! What's it say?
Okay. You open it up, and it is a letter. And it says the following. Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy we plead for thy so desperately needed for thy so desperately needed assistance. That was a weird phrasing. The love of my life, Irina Kolyana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows, if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have is thine. And it's signed Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Burgermaster?
Burgomaster. It's a title.
Like a mayor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's easy making a joke. What was the last name? Kolyan?
Indirovich. Kolyan Indirovich.
What you got there?
A letter. Actually, I would read it out loud.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
It's nice to be him.
I don't think
There's no way.
it sucks to be her. I mean, for all things help is coming.
Yeah, probably. It's just
maybe
this
it
is
has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the servants got there. This is a
I
servant,
don't
probably,
think
right?
so. I don't think his letter ever left where this poor thing died right here.
Do we want to take it? We should probably take it.
No, the
Continue
letter
the
or
journey.
the body?
And I was thinking letter at first, but if
I-
you want
we
to
do
go
have-
for body,
no,
it would be a very
We have
strong
space
presence.
for it.
It is very true. We do have.
Wait,
No.
wait. Can I unpeel it so I can just get a good look at the face?
The
The
letter
body?
or the body?
I would like to peel the body.
Yeah, so you want to get a better look at the body.
That's the face specifically.
Yeah, you notice that there have obviously been animals that have come and set upon this corpse. There are claw marks at his throat and face. One of his eyes is pecked out. You also notice on the letter that there is a large wax seal sealing the letter with a B in it.
For Burgomaster.
Or from Barovia.
Oh,
The letter is also dated a week ago.
I start digging.
And just in the dirt?
I'm like, what are you thinking?
A grave?
I agree
Uh,
with this, so I'm gonna start helping her as
hey,
well.
Yeah.
We'll have
I
a
like
chat
start
in a
pulling
second.
tools
Did
out of
you
my
get
bag.
Did you get
I'm just here
the
with my
wax,
hands,
the
like-
seal?
I literally pull
out
out
Like,
And
did
then
you get the
I'll-
seal
no,
off
I
of
will-
the letter? Just to see if we could use it for something.
Yeah, I take out a candle and just heat it, just make it a bit melty so I can pick it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we could make our own.
Exactly, that's what
Letter.
I'm thinking.
Smart.
That's great.
Maybe if we need something from it.
I have one of my many pockets. Wait,
So
no,
you have
I'm
the
in
wax
my-
seal now?
I'm in my carousing outfit, aren't I? What terrible.
Yeah, I would say that based on your profession, you're probably pretty well prepared at most times.
Ah,
Even
yes.
like in like a bag or satchel of some sort, you would have alternate outfits. Not a ton maybe, but you have other options than what you're wearing right now, including a minor amount of armor, like if you wear leather armor or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, right, digging.
I have back pain. It's chronic.
Well, you shall bear witness, as it is a respect to the dead. You don't
Uh,
need to help, but you will sit here and bear witness.
I'll help arrange a wreath.
I'll
of
scout
sorts.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So you start walking a little ways down the road ahead of the stopped wagon. Okay. So are you heading towards that sort of like opening in the trees? Yeah. Gotcha. So as you approach, you hear from deep within the woods the howl of a wolf. What you'll notice about this, now that you've come out of the wagon and now that you're out of the mist, the light here is strange. It's sunlight, but it's not quite bright. There seems to be a thin haze across the entire sky, preventing the fullness of the sun from hitting the ground. So while you can see perfectly well, it's not as bright as you would think it would be for the sun being out in the sky. You hear the howl of the wolf, and a minute or so later, you hear a second howl. So you hear one, then the first one repeats again, followed by a second. A ways off in the woods, but it's piercing. As you reach the end of the tree line, you look out onto a large clearing in the trees. Off to your left, you see, almost hugging the trees, a winding river extending. So at this point, from where the sun is in the sky, you can tell that you've been heading directly west. So you're headed towards the direction of the sun setting. The river is to the south. You see the path that you're on continues west through the clearing towards a large stone wall in the distance. You can't make out a ton of details about it. And the rest of it is forest as much as the eye can see. You continue digging the grave for this unfortunate individual. Before too long, you make a decent enough hole with which to bury him. You cover the ground as you inter him. Is there anything special that you do to mark the area, or
I was collecting some local flora.
some flowers?
I'm gonna add him to pull a flower out of my hair.
And I'm going to root through my pack, pull out a black candle that has clearly been used many times. I'm going to make stone, light it, pour some of the wax on it, and then just carve man really laboriously.
And I'm literally like pulling tools out. Like I literally have like wood carving and smithing tools. And I like keep trying to hand you stuff.
And I'm just like, not to do this. Just really like clearly like at some point I switched the pad. I'm like, is this gonna feel better? No, it doesn't.
Okay. Good.
Well, I think
So you return to them after you scout the clearing.
How tall is this wall?
It's decently tall. It's maybe it seems to be at least 20 feet high.
Oh, easy money. Okay, is it like roughly hewn? Are there like
It seems old. It seems overgrown.
there's vines like thick
Yeah,
vines?
there's definitely plant life that's overtaken most of the wall. You also see there's a gate of some sort in the wall, flanked by two statues that you don't have much detail on them right now, but you make out the shapes of them against the gate in the center of the wall.
All right, I skitter back to my companions and guys, great pull by the way. Looks team effort all around. Great job. I saw a wall back there. I don't know if I need to climb and make assumptions, but I think we should be able to scale it. I heard the wolves, like shouldn't hear them howling. I feel like we should get somewhere protected before nightfall. I just want to be safe out here.
Do we even know what time it is?
They're wolves.
I mean, I don't know. Have you noticed like all the smog here?
Can we still see the sun though?
You can make out the sun, but again, it's as if it's behind a haze.
Can I do the math of like what time of day it probably is based on the sun's location?
Yeah, so it's early afternoon. So you guys the sun is past the high point in the sky, and you guys have been heading towards it on this road. So maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock.
I feel like we should cover some ground before nightfall.
Yeah, we got time, but
I would agree. These are woods. I would know them off the back of my hand, except for I've never been in these ones before. So.
But he's been in woods.
Gross.
I grew up in basically a mountain area. Trees are kind of my thing. Wolves, I've heard them my whole life. They're not as scary as you think they are, but you probably should be worried. We already heard 2.
And at that, you hear 1, 2, and a 3rd from the other side of the forest.
Well, alright. Don't like that. Let's go.
Are we being circled? We should go.
It's always deep
Yeah, we
enough.
should probably
Right.
go.
So
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah.
The
Well,
wall.
yeah.
Wall.
Wall.
Wall, to the wall.
Okay, so abandoning the wagon, moving forward.
Oh, we should probably.
Well, do we know where this wagon is taking us?
Do we know?
Is it on the way?
It was heading down the road towards the wall and the gate anyway. but-
Oh.
Okay, so then how about we get in, and since it listens to us, the next time we need to get out, if it starts deviating, we can just jump out.
Alright.
Well, it does belong to our kidnappers. So I feel
Oh
like
yeah, that's true. So
Well,
Yeah, but unless we're turning around, we're going where the kidnapper wants us anyway, so we might as well not have to walk.
I don't
Yeah,
think we
we're
have to. I don't think you can. So
sneak
I mean, we can just walk in the other direction.
we're
isn't
sneaking over the
isn't
wall.
that the way that the mist is?
Yeah.
I don't think we can go that way. Unless you, I mean, like, it didn't do anything to me. I felt fine, right? Everybody felt fine after
The mist?
the mist. Just.
I mean, I kind of
No.
having eyes wide.
No?
I did not feel fine.
Oh.
3 out of
Well, I
3
didn't.
bad.
How am I supposed to know?
Dude,
For the love
are you
of
hurt?
every god and the undying sun, can we just please go somewhere where we can get some sleep?
Are you hurt?
I'm very tired.
Oh.
That took something out of me. That knocked like an entire... I don't even know what you would call it.
Like you, like
It's
say.
one of those.
Oh yeah.
It's just gone.
Like a point.
One
from-
level.
Yeah. One
A
single.
level. Yeah,
Ah.
sounds about that.
Oh, okay.
Like if this is normal level, then I'm down here, man.
Oh.
I'm here.
I feel I'm hungry and tired. I just.
Okay, so wagon or no wagon?
I have
No
snacks.
No
You
wagon.
do?
Yeah.
Do you eat?
So the normal thing.
I pull basically like granola bars out of my bag.
Okay.
Cucumber sandwiches, egg packs. So
Nice, nice.
check
And
on those.
here,
I'm not sharing.
take the granola.
Nice.
Thank
You
you.
just make
Granola.
start working on your own food.
I
I tucked that in the
start
pocket.
eating it,
Cool.
being like.
Ah.
It is not super tasty, but they're healthy. I'm aware. We don't have a fly in this room.
Not at all.
Wall?
Yeah, well,
Yes, wall.
Okay, on foot or wagon?
I have a foot.
I'm gonna follow what everyone else says. That's why I'm gonna follow Corinne.
I'm also thinking foot. If we go with wagon on a path that kidnapper takes.
You know what? How about I go in the wagon, and if you all want to go on foot, I'll meet you there. I'll let you know what's up.
I'll go in the wagon.
Oh, alright, no problem.
Okay, we're already splitting up 2 and 2. This is barely know. I don't know your names.
I don't really know if I even care about them.
Right.
Lady Monte.
Maybe month is pleasure.
Like a too firm of a handshake.
Oh,
like
that-
uncomfortably firm.
That is. I need that. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Sandra. No, I'm Sandrine. I'm a dock worker. I work in docks.
Insight.
Yeah, I'm gonna inside that one. That was weird.
Okay, you can roll deception or
I
persuasion.
do work in
obviously.
docks. I usually just
No, the name thing.
Well,
Isn't that meta though? You guys don't have any reason to believe that's not her name.
Well, she literally went,
No,
"My name is
just-
Sandra. I mean, my name is Sandrine.
Okay, fair enough. Roll deception.
oh, roll perception.
Yeah. Because that's not your name.
Right?
It's gonna be a 14.
17, which is crazy because I'm not wise.
23.
But
Damn it.
You believe her name's Sandrine.
Alright.
She's a dock worker.
Yep. This is Sandrine the dog.
But folks call me Sandy. So that works too.
Alright.
Because of your gritty personality.
No, I think it's just because I like sand.
It's
Do you
coarse
like
and it does
sex?
get everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what's
But
so
is
fun
that a
about
good
it.
thing? Oh, okay, so we're
Your
all
toes.
positive about sand.
We're pro sand. This is a
Well,
pro
this is a
sand.
pro
zone.
I
sand.
hate
Frozen.
sand.
This is.
Well, here,
I mean, it's not fun when it gets in joints, but otherwise.
Alright, wagon on foot. Alright, well, if you see us looking a little battered, it means we jumped out. So.
Okay.
You can just stop it.
What if it doesn't listen this time?
Yeah.
What if we die?
well,
Then that'd be very saddening, but then I
Alright,
know I
that's
was
not
right
gonna
about.
Yeah, then you could get eaten by wolves.
Yeah, that's not the fun death.
So many horrible things go wrong right now.
Yeah, I know, it's really a 50-50 guess, isn't it?
I say we stop overthinking and just do it.
You just go, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Tornir, by the way, no one really waited for my name, it's fine.
Oh.
Remember, it's Tornir, Tornir.
Sandy.
Tornia?
Tornir?
Tornia.
Tornir.
I am literally just repeating what I'm hearing. Tornia.
Tornir.
Can you believe it?
Neil?
See the end. Ending.
Neil?
Tornir?
Tornir.
Torvir.
Tornir. Tornir. I hate your last name.
I'm gonna call you Neil.
Can I call
No,
you?
it's Tornir.
Can I call you TT?
Neil.
As an initial.
You can call me T.
Neil.
TT.
Near.
Neil.
No, like far, near. Tornir? No. Tornir. Torvir.
You know what? How about we go over names when we're not about to die?
That's why I'm so glad I have very simple, very real names.
Fine.
Alright, so I, Cody, and Amaya will be going into the wagon. Tornir and
Sandy.
Sandy will be going on foot.
Okay. Great. So you guys get back in the wagon.
Yes.
Immediately split the party.
Wagon's just sitting there.
Out of it, we're
Let's
going.
go.
Hurry, clicking.
And it
High
starts
five.
rolling.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So you two obviously make your way down the road towards the wall. As you get closer, there's a little bit of mist sort of shrouding this area. As you get closer, you see the more defined shape of the wall appear through the mist. It's this tall wall, maybe 25, 30 feet tall, that's flanked by two headless statues, suits of armor with swords. Neither has a head. And again, the wall is extremely overgrown. As you approach, you hear even through the windows, a loud, heaving, sobbing coming from the other side of the wall. It's wailing. Just perpetual as you approach. But as you approach the gate, the portcullis, there doesn't seem to be anyone manning it. And as the wagon approaches, it raises on its own. And the wagon rolls through.
Do you think I could stop the wagon from here? Or do you think it's like you're only inside the wagon? Can you stop it? Stop the wagon!
How far away are you when you say this?
God damn it.
I'm about 60 feet away, like in the woods.
So before, when you think about stopping the wagon, how far do you let it get before you say to stop?
Probably as soon as the gate rises.
Oh, it's way the fuck ahead of you at that point.
Also, how long are we traveling for?
So it takes you a good 15 minutes to get to the wall and the gate. So you guys are going to be walking for a little bit.
Alright, that's fine.
I will say that I feel like even though we got to the portcullis, I feel like we would have stopped the wagon before and gotten out. I will say that. I feel
Okay.
like, yeah, it would have been like a, can we be out of sight kind of scurry out? Because I don't trust where it's going.
I would have just gone through, but I'm also following you, so.
Yeah, no,
let's do it.
I was.
So at what point do you get out of the wagon?
Solid
Trust the wagon.
300, 400 feet
Before the gate.
before the gate.
Okay. Okay. So you see the gate rise for the wagon, the wagon goes through, and it closes behind the wagon. And you continue on foot, or are you waiting for your companions to catch up?
I think we should wait for the other two. This was weird. Also, damn, the wagon went in. We should have thought this place that it should stop. That's what happens.
So now we would have to climb the wall. The gate is closed.
You don't have to climb the wall, but you can. I mean, you haven't approached the wall at this point. You can. Yes. One of your options is climbing.
Hey, Amaya, do you want to keeping a lookout for our friends? Just signal them to where we are so they don't get too close or barge in. I don't know if that's a stupid thing you would try to do, but I'm just gonna go over to the gate and see what I can figure out.
I might recommend we switch that. I get distracted pretty easily, just keeping an eye on stuff.
Well, remember that our friend Tornir, or you call him Neil, is very brightly colored. I promise you, he will stand out like a bird stands out in... That metaphor wasn't going anywhere.
A place that doesn't have birds in it.
Probably, yes. Just look out for a brightly colored thing, just literally 30 seconds and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to run, just quickly, just making sure she's looking out. Yeah, just yell out his name if you see him, okay?
Neil, you there?
And I run up to the wall.
Okay.
I'm just gonna run up to the portcullis, put my hands on it, does anything happen?
No, nothing happens.
Great, I'm just gonna climb.
Okay.
And I'm going to spider climb up this whole wall.
Right.
And kind of take a peek over. But the thing is, I don't have to use my hands because I'm not third level, so it just looks like I'm walking up this whole side.
Vampire.
Yes. So you walk up the wall and you reach the top and you look over into what seems to be a village. A village of a decent size. It's not a large village, but there could maybe be a couple hundred people living here.
Can I localize the sound of the sobbing?
Yes. There is a specific townhouse-looking structure off to, sorry, what is the... Yep, so it's off to your left as you're looking over at the town. Sort of close to the center of town, off to the left. It's off the main road that you see going straight through the village, east to west.
Alright, I'm just gonna drop down the other side, walk down the other side of it, and is there anything that I could like pull on that's gonna open the portcullis, or is there even maybe something at the top that I would have noticed, because sometimes the mechanism is at the top?
Yeah, so you would have actually noticed it once you got to the top.
Okay, yeah.
There is a wheel and a crank that seems to be unmanned right now. So the portcullis raised on its own for the wagon, but there didn't seem to be anybody operating this.
Okay. So
So you're gonna raise it?
Yep, I'm gonna try to raise the portcullis.
Okay. Yeah, it takes you a minute. This mechanism doesn't seem like it's been used in a very, very long time. It takes you a second to finally get it going, and it takes a second to raise it.
Okay. As it's like close to being raised, I just start shouting, Amaya!
Whoa! Hi.
Well, okay, well it's open now, so we don't really have to look out for them. They'll just be able to come in.
How'd you get up there?
I just got up here like everyone else gets up here. You know, you climb. Can you not? I'll teach you to climb one day. It's very easy, I promise.
No, I understand what climbing is. I just feel like it's a very steep wall with not a lot of indentations for
You want to
climbing.
know what the kid does when they grow up in the mountains? Climb.
So the two of you are a significant ways back. On foot, walking. It's going to take you a little over half an hour.
What? Did not realize that wall was that far away.
Yeah, no, you saw it, like, it's at the end of, like, a large clearing. Like, so that's why you couldn't make out any details about it.
Okay.
Some people went in this thing.
It's over, yeah, it's a little over a mile.
Oh,
Maya and some change.
This is
You so what's your deal?
my deal.
Yeah.
Well, my deal is now I'm tired.
But in general.
Oh, the general deal, just like a
Like your day-to-day
like a
deal.
Oh, like a day-to-day deal. Well, I'm a painter. I guess you couldn't tell. I love to capture life in all of its beauty. You know, get a sense of it, live, and nothing too complicated. What about you? What's your deal?
I just work docks, you know. Just day in, day out, just on the docks.
Oh yeah?
Doing stuff with barrels. That's basically my life.
Is that your favorite thing to do on the docks?
It's not my favorite, it's just a job.
Oh, so what's your favorite thing to do on the dock?
Jeez. Rides, I guess? I don't know.
What?
Like on the boardwalk section, there's some,
There's the rides?
I love Coney Island.
yeah.
What type of ride?
There's like chairs that go this way and that way, they're kind of creaky.
Kind
and
of like a
Yeah.
carriage? Like a carriage
There's
just
like a
takes
mine cart
you-
that just goes.
There's a
It's
mine-
like a work in progress. They're
Oh.
like still inventing things, but I'm sure a few hundred years from now it's been looking amazing.
200 years, I mean, 200 years from now, we don't need mine carts. I'm sure a few hundred years from now, people will just be where they want to be. They just think it in their head.
You think technology is really going to take us that far?
I think.
Are you more of a magic guy?
Yeah, teleporting.
Between magic and science, which one do you think we're headed? Like which way? Like as a humanity, like are we doing more like magic teleportation, or are we just gonna make chariots that like move on their own? Wait, we have those.
Yeah, we have both. So I think we'd go the other way. I mean, like, what, people can make something out of nothing now, right?
Right.
So there's so much. So this wall, you said it was what, like a few minutes away, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I remember. I guess I just didn't describe to myself in my head and that. Yeah, I thought it was closer, but
Is that like you're always working on the docks type thing? Like you just
He's
like
so brightly.
it? Yeah, it's neon-esque.
Yeah.
Like, is it like your depth of perception is changed because you're looking at like boats all
Yeah.
the time and like the horizon? Is that like affecting?
I guess I this eye doesn't work very well, so I can't
Oh.
see 3D plays, and yeah, I just can't. I don't have much depth
Did
perception.
you just say 3D place?
Yeah, like where the actors are all in different places and they like reach out to the audience and
What's a 2D place?
like shadow puppets.
Awesome. So you guys spend your time small talking.
Very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, I mean,
Guarded. You still don't have a ton of familiarity with each other.
your best friends.
As you approach Amaya, glinting in the sort of sunlight, and you notice your other companion at the top of the wall, and the portcullis raised.
Hello, sandy and brightly colored neon bird.
Okay, this is great. We should remember my name.
Trent.
Tormir, of course I remember your name. However, if I was an enemy, we are very, very lucky no one is on the top of this wall.
Why am I? No, go ahead. You're right.
I saw you the whole time. There was no way you were going to be hiding.
How am I supposed to know that I'm supposed to be sneaking around?
As you guys are speaking, you hear 1, 2, 3, and 4 wolf howls. And you see from the edge of the woods where you left, going into the clearing, a small pack of wolves begin to run toward you down the path.
Close the gate, I'm
Alright,
dashing
get
in.
in. Get the fuck inside.
Oh, so the sneaking thing method?
Tormir, no,
Neil, come on!
just get inside.
I'm going.
Gates. Wait, where's the crane?
It's up
on top of the wall.
And the second that I can like safely think that they're inside, I just let it go. Just like cranking it down, it goes. It's just
Okay. You manage to get all inside as the wolves become larger on your horizon. They are not normal-sized wolves. They seem at least 1.5 sized wolves. They're large.
Chicho?
Oh wow, this situation should seem dire.
To it.
Oh, and I start to carefully climb down the other side. Like
You're still spider climbing, but you're
like any mountaineer would climb.
okay. Just make a you can make athletics or acrobatics.
Does it matter for me? Yes, it does. I'm gonna be making acrobatics. It's a nat 20, but I'm rolling with disadvantage, and 11.
Okay,
So
you almost lose your footing once a piece of rock falls out of the wall, groaning as it's removed. You still manage to hang on with one hand and make your way safely down, barely.
I get to the bottom and I look at him. I said that was a climber. I never said that was a good climber.
Right?
So you all are on the ground looking at this village. Ahead of you is the main road, at least from what you can tell, that seems to head from one end of the village all the way through to the other end. You see on either side there's a taller building to the right of the road and a pair of taller buildings, including that taller townhouse to the left, and a slightly shorter building also off to the left. Immediately to your right, you see a large house painted red with a black roof and black shutters. It seems strangely perfect and immaculately kept amidst this village that, now that you take a good look at it, is in an awful state of disrepair. The roofs occasionally have holes in them. The stonework and woodwork is falling apart with age. There are certain buildings that have collapsed in on themselves entirely. This village does not seem to be taking very good care of itself. You do see a few people on the main road, but they don't seem to pay you any mind. Where would we like to go?
Well, I heard where the crying was coming from. I think I want to find out what that is, but I'm also so tired I would like to find a place to sleep.
Yeah. So that red house, that's either a house we go to probably soon, or never at all.
I get that vibe too.
I think I want to peek one of the windows of this red house.
Oh no. You sure? Yeah, I feel like if
I'll
we
scope
get...
myself, you know.
Alright, so I guess we'll look for accommodations for 3 then.
So you take you head up and you make a right and head towards the red house, and you see 2 children standing out front of it.
That's weird.
A young girl and a young boy holding hands
Oh no.
No.
Oh
outside of the house.
No.
The boy seems to be crying, and the girl is consoling him.
We go again.
No. What?
I mean, for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time, nobody knows the house. Thank you.
You don't quite manage to get close enough to see. I mean, you can see into the windows. The house seems dark. There doesn't seem to be anyone living inside of it. The gate is the only thing about the house that doesn't seem in perfect condition.
Would you say this house appears dead?
No, it seems very much the opposite in comparison to the rest of the village, but within it seems lifeless.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting. I'm just gonna like walk around kids. I think I'm not really a big fan of kids. They're like short and they
Yeah.
don't know long words. Anyway,
What's wrong with that?
Me.
Yeah, they seem very wrapped up in each other.
that's the thing about kids. They're
I'm
like
gonna go
always.
check the kids and say, oh, something's not okay.
The girl says, I'm sorry, this is my brother, Thorn. My name is Rose. We were told to leave the house.
Oh, what house was that? What, do you know?
This one.
Do you know why, little girl?
No, our parents are angry.
Okay. Is this like a usual thing? Are you going to be safe if we leave you here?
And they stare at you blankly.
Okay. Well, I'll come back, and if you're still out here, we'll figure something out, okay?
Here's a granola bar.
Oh, we're all approaching these kids? Okay.
And the girl takes it, splits it with her brother, and they both like shovel it down their mouths, like ravenously in front of you. He says, "Thank you.
I'm just
Will you
gonna.
help us?"
So this is what you do?
How? I'm pulling up more snacks too. I'm just like,
There is a thing inside the house.
I thought your parents were fighting in the house.
That's why they told us to leave. There is something,
They're fighting about something in the house?
or with something.
I mean, we're all fighting.
Well, that reminds
alone in a game.
my boss at some point, she was talking about growing up. She was talking about growing up one time, like, there was like a raccoon in the house, and they turned the whole thing because they couldn't agree, like, her parents couldn't agree on, like, how to get rid of the raccoon. It turned into a huge
What's a raccoon?
I also have questions about this.
The dog? Yeah, that's the better half of the word to say.
Yep, that is most definitely the better half of the word. No, there is something evil in the house.
Yeah, like a raccoon.
I don't
We
know
will go
what that
kill
is.
this Racc. Let's go kill the Racc for the children.
No,
Was it like is this like a friendly raccoon? Does it
Come
talk?
here,
I don't know what the raccoon is.
they're like,
It doesn't matter what this Racc creature is.
But I thought that was like a flying.
It's like if it was a
like a-
cat, but it was
What?
a monster,
a monster cat?
It's a cat monster that we're
like an
fighting here.
evil cat.
Oh,
A dog cat?
that sounds scary.
like an
Okay,
evil
well, how about
monster
you and your
cat.
brother take a seat right here?
Okay, we'll talk to you about cats.
Does somebody want to watch the children?
Not it.
Not it.
Nose goes.
No, you don't. I think. Wait, what do we? I don't know.
I don't feel safe just leaving them
We're
out.
But they were,
responsible
but they
adults
were
in this
left out
village.
here to begin with, and they were fine.
Well, there's
I
clearly
see.
something very bad is going on, but they are still children. They must be cared for and watched over.
Yes, but we need everybody to go into this house.
Fine, I will stay out here with the children. You can all go inside.
You're just afraid of the Racc.
I'm not.
It's a
I'm
raccoon.
not afraid of the Racc.
You're afraid of the Racc.
You know what? I bet this Racc is perfectly lovely.
You're just saying that because you don't want to go.
You know what? Fine. I will confront this Racc.
See, you're confronting because
And
you
I
were the
will
one.
be all
Because you were the
Racc.
one scared.
Nobody, that's okay.
See, because you were the one scared and
I
continue
am
to
not
be.
scared.
So then why
I'm
use
not-
the word confront?
You know what? Because maybe this Racc can be reasonable. Can you reason with Racks?
They're still called raccoons. No.
See, unreasonable
Are
Racks.
these
You know
sentient?
what?
Huh?
This
Are
Racc
these sentient? Do they have feelings?
Yeah, but their feelings are chaos.
They have ambitions.
Food
Oh, that's
and
relatable.
chaos.
Alright,
That's
alright.
also relatable.
As you spend your time squabbling and ignoring the children, the girl looks at you, opens her mouth, and lets out a blood-curdling scream that lasts for a full 30 seconds. As she's screaming, behind the house, mist creeps in
Oh, fuck that.
and
Oh,
then
no.
engulfs the house, and nothing but the house. And the children vanish in front of you.
see? It was either something we did at the very beginning, or something we don't touch at all.
I feel like the raccoon's probably dead right now, so we should
Yeah,
just head back.
That raccoon's trapped in there.
Yeah.
If
Get it out.
anything's gonna survive that, it's a raccoon.
Well, okay, it's smoking it out, right? That's what you do when you have a pest. You just pump some mist in, wait for it to come out, kill it.
I think that's so much about pest control. I thought you worked on the ducks.
I do, and we have very large rats in the grain. They're like
What?
size in the grain, you know.
The racks.
You ever heard of a water rat?
A water rack?
They've got eyes this big, so they can see underwater.
Water rack?
What?
Huh?
How do you say that? How do you say that word?
I don't know. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying pronounce it again, because I don't know.
The sobbing continues to pierce.
You know what? How about we stop talking about
Yeah.
the rack? Oh my god, I don't know what just happened.
And as you guys are having this sort of like outburst in the middle of the street, you notice that every person standing nearby you has stopped and is staring.
I don't like public speaking and eyes or whatever the fuck is called, so I'm just gonna hide.
Roll a stealth check.
Can I go up to one of these people?
What is here, people? I actually don't know. And I know it, but I don't let me know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
14.
Social anxiety.
There we go.
14. You don't manage to avoid everyone's gaze, but you tuck yourself into the space between two buildings to avoid most of the stairs as the people sort of just look at the three of you.
Nice. I scan for any faces of anyone who's like my build.
Yeah, you find a couple people. You find a young man who's of a little bit slender build. He has a really sunken face and wispy, like light brown hair that's sort of like hangs off his head in waves. He's wearing clothes that are really ill-fitting. They sort of hang on him. You also see a young woman who has her hair in like a nest of a braid piled up on her head. It's this really pale white blonde hair.
That's complicated.
And she's wearing like a corseted dress that's sort of brown in color.
I'll go with the man. I started changing myself,
Okay.
but away from the gaze of everyone else. We're
Okay.
still in this alley.
Yeah, you guys are still talking, and everyone's just staring at you.
And, you know, it's like, at the end of the day, who cares?
About the racks?
Aren't we all raccoons like, inside?
Like,
Who said?
do I know?
Huh?
I don't know, sir.
Oh god, I dashed back into the alley.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Alright, can we just go please? Everyone's looking at us.
Yeah, well, then maybe it's time to introduce ourselves.
Clearly a
After
town.
seeing-
No.
What? It's just a town.
This is clearly a town. We do not have many outsiders. One, there was that scary ass mist. I don't know if there's another place to get to from this, but they're clearly very weirded out by seeing new people.
Well,
And it speaks to something that they were not weirded out by the two little children disappearing or the mist engulfing that house, but apparently me, a normal human-looking woman, a cyborg thing woman,
I don't think you can call someone a thing.
Not a thing, but they might look at her like there are enough people would look and be a little bit surprised to see a woman made of metal, a beautiful woman, but then there's something.
That's
Look at you
interpersonal
around here.
confidence.
They wear brown. She's shiny. And
What's
beautiful.
wrong with wearing brown?
And you wear a million colors of the rainbow. You two especially stand out.
Exactly. No, see, it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. Oh, never mind. No touching. I understand. That's my fault. I should have asked.
In this world, we have consent.
Yeah, I know. That's my apologies. Do you want to be comforted or left alone?
Can we just go find somewhere to sleep?
Okay, yeah, let's go find an inn. I'm gonna go ask the nearest person that seems to be standing directly at me. See, that's a good start. That's eye connection. That's connection to begin.
Okay, go ahead.
So, hello.
And you're approaching a middle-aged man who's mostly bald, has a little ring around his head of salt and peppery hair. He's heavy set, and you look at his eyes, and it's strange. His eyes seem dull.
God
Dull
damn
eyes.
it.
His eyes seem dull. He's wearing pretty plain trousers and tunic.
Hello?
What?
Alex? Nice. Nearest inn.
No inns in Barovia.
Any place of stay?
Got friends.
But ones who are more inclined to be themselves.
If you've got issues, take it up with the burgomaster.
Well, no issues. Just wanting to say, but that's where we should go to find answers to questions.
It's his headache.
Alright, no need for trouble. My apologies. Tony and Torbia, by the way.
He spits on the ground and walks away quickly.
Well, clearly, not the very
I'm
friendly
gonna
people.
try to find a crowd that's not the same crowd as this other crowd, just Union Markets.
Yeah, so you manage to make your way through the space between the two buildings and come out on another street. There are some people walking around. They seem to be just going about their business.
Alright, I step in. How do you do, fellow villagers? Gosh, how about prices of these potatoes, am I right? Wow. So, any of you recognize a real friend? Pointing at my face.
And there's a woman who's looking at you. She says, Yosef,
Yosef, that's me.
what are you doing?
Just standing in the road,
Why are you acting so strange?
strange. In what way? I always act like this, and I sort of lean against a cow casually.
That you are not yourself.
Yeah, it's this sickness. I think the fog does it. Just all this high pressure in these mountains, it just gets to your head.
Watch it. He is watching. You know better.
Right, of course. I would know better than to make him mad. Him, that person who we will refer to, I don't know.
The poison.
We could talk about him like by his proper name. He might like that more.
I don't think he would.
Wait, I don't know.
I
He
bid you good day.
Yeah, at least it was okay.
Bad
Walks
day
away
to
from
you,
you.
sir.
Hey, has anyone seen Sandy?
No. You think they went with the kids?
Hope not.
I'm with him on here. I really hope not. That did not seem like a good situation to be sucked into. So if that's where Sandy went, bye-bye, Sandy.
Same.
Goodbye, and may.
So you make your way back out onto the main road, and you see them sort of standing in the the intersection that they were standing at before.
So where
Do I
did
see
the
Yossi?
command city go?
Yeah, you do. He's still standing there staring at them.
Cool. Yeah, you sort of pivot around.
I'm about to go to master.
Are there any taverns or anything?
Vertigo
Any
Master.
communal spaces?
Vertigo Master.
That's right.
So I mean,
Bingo.
your best bet is one of the taller buildings that you've seen. There's the three. There's the one sort of directly. So if house is here, you cut this way through an alley, went onto another street. There's a tall building right here, and there's a couple others on the other side of the main road.
Alright, I'll go into the first tall building.
Okay. Yeah, you see, it's actually not as poorly kept as the rest of the village. It's not quite as strangely immaculate as the red house was, but it seems like it's better kept than most of the other buildings. And you see a sign on the side that says the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
I make my cabin. I just sort of try to look sad. Like I make an effort to look really sad, as if someone is watching me every move, and I just feel really down about it. Walk into the tavern. Go up to the bar.
Yeah, there's a squat man there with a sort of patchy beard and a red face behind the bar. Good day, Joseph.
Good day. He is watching.
Don't remind me.
I will not remind you that he is watching. Him. That man who keeps looking at us.
Has something happened to you?
I guess it's just been getting very philosophical
Is
about.
he here?
Oh, no, he's not here. I mean, he's in my mind. That's
Oh.
been on my mind lately.
Oh,
Just been thinking about this village's whole deal, that we should talk about, even though we both know what that deal is. But me talking about it makes it gets it off our chest, It's like a sort of a.
what can I get you to drink?
Oh god, anything with alcohol that can make me forget about how he's constantly watching. My wife just left me. I'm sorry.
And
It's been a bad
he
morning.
turns and he stares at you. Your what?
My wife.
No. Who are you?
Not married, that's for sure.
Nor were you ever.
Yeah, that made it harder. God, this tavern is so hot. Probably because he's watching. I'll get some air. You go. Rounds on me, sitting on my cab. Not for my wife though. She is not getting a single cent out of me. That cheating. I just run out the door.
That's it. When somebody catches you in a lie, you trickle down.
Yeah. Okay. You remain in the visage of Yosef?
This guy, he seems like a total drag. I'm just gonna go into the alley and come back out as Sandrine, the
Okay.
still married dock worker.
Okay.
Sandrine's married.
Okay. Great. What are you guys doing?
We're looking around for Sandy.
Okay. So you guys head down the main road, and after a minute, you see Sandy pop out onto the main road from the taller building off to your right.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey.
Oh, thank God. We thought for a second he might have been coiled up with those two children, and no offense to you, we kind of said, well, if that's what happens, best of luck to Sandy.
I'd not give a vote.
Does anyone have a passive perception above 15?
No.
No.
14.
Oh no.
So.
Okay, never mind.
Well, by the way, guys, if any of you guys are into OC, guess what? He's single. So
Huh?
go for that now.
Now,
if you're...
who?
Huh?
Oh, OC, the sad-looking man.
They all look sad.
Yeah.
They do all look sad.
Well, he's watching. You gotta understand.
Joseph's watching?
No. Okay. He's watching Yosef. I mean, he's watching all of us, but
Who's watching all of us?
You got the name, right?
I don't know. God. I didn't really get it.
God
name.
is watching.
I guess.
My God, certainly is not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but where did you go? Did you find anything? I don't know what you did. You might have just gone to an alley.
I found a bar. It's.
These people told us there were no fucking.
Hold
inns.
up, you have a god?
You don't?
Yeah. That's
What?
okay.
That's fine.
Why would I? Some
Like-
of us have gods and some of us do
Oh,
not,
because
and
you're a
some of us
robot.
have sanity.
You're an automaton, right? So you have a creator.
Yes.
Hey, buddy, I don't think she's that, and we're gonna hold off on questions.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, no,
We're all
okay,
human here.
Like, okay, trouble spot, trouble area.
okay, yeah, moving on. So, excuse me, an inn?
In, yeah, a tavern.
A
No,
tavern?
it's a
Those
tavern.
people said there was no
Yeah,
tavern.
because they said there were no inns. But do
A
you think they have
tavern's
both?
normally connected
Yeah,
to
but they
the-
usually have both. That's what I was thinking.
Do we want to stop there first on the way to the burger? It seems like pretty high up to go straight out.
Yeah,
to
I
the-
mean, it would be
yeah, we
like,
need to,
oh, I
like,
just
climb
think
the
it's
social
What do you
ranks.
think,
Yeah.
Amaya? You don't
Oh,
know?
now you've done it.
What? I didn't.
Now you've done
Do
it.
not start fighting. Okay? It just gets
You're
worse.
starting to get stares again.
Alright, let's go because they're staring at us.
Alright, I'm gonna head up.
To the tavern, let's go.
It's staring is a
Lead
sign
the
of
way.
appreciation.
Oh, sure.
Lead the
I
way,
lead the
Sammy.
way down.
You see the same short, round man behind the bar, and he looks at all of you, and he says, "Oh, hello. You are new here?"
Yes, we are new here, if you couldn't tell.
Yes. Well, I am sorry.
Oh, good.
Would you mind telling us for what? I'll buy us a round of drinks and please get some extra waters for us as well.
By the way, I passed by a man on the way here. He said his name was Yosef, and he was getting a divorce. I think he might have been mad. So if you meet a guy named Yosef who comes in here and yeah,
You really know a lot about this Yosef guy.
I don't know him.
We've
I just
been here for 10 minutes.
well, I'm very people like me. I have a very wide social circle that
Oh.
sometimes tends to
Alright.
such as this
So
one.
what had you speak to everyone then?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, you said it, so...
No, this is let's not turn this into a pissing contest right now. So
You hear a voice call out from one side of the room that makes up the tavern. You hear, "Hey, Eric, give them drinks." You look over and you see a man with blonde hair that falls down to his shoulders, dressed in a dark cloak that seems to be a little bit more finely made than most of the clothing around here. And he he says, "Bring it to the table." And he says, "Come, sit. You're new."
I know her.
Hello. Do I have the pleasure of knowing your name, or should I buy you a drink first?
No, I've just bought all of you drinks.
Yeah, that was...
My
Well, normally it's a responsibility. He would have every recourse to ask us our name now, but
That's
he
fair.
doesn't have to, deliver his.
That's true.
it is all right. I'm sure you have many questions.
Yes, very many.
I'm sorry about that, it's just the flies been following us.
That's okay. There are flies everywhere. My name is Ismark.
Speak. Your name is Mark.
Ismark.
Your
It
name
is
is
Mark.
It's fine.
I had a friend named Mark once. Hated him. He was good God.
My name is Ismark Kolyanovich.
Kolyanovich.
Did we? No.
Would
Not Kolyana.
your
Kolyana.
father happen?
Kolyanovich.
Would your father happen to be Kolyan Indirovich? I do know how names usually come to work in these parts.
Colorana?
Yes. Yes, he. Yes.
Then I have the unfortunate news to bring you that your father is dead. We didn't
Wait.
find his corpse.
I don't think that was the Burger Master. That was like his underling.
Yeah, that might have been a
The burger
servant.
servant.
And he looks at you, Sean, and says, "Who told you that my father was dead? We've not told anyone."
Well, how do you know? Wait. Oh, well, we found a body in the woods, and we thought it might. I don't think we know if that's
no.
him or not.
You found a dead body.
Here, I just hand over the letter.
Oh, well, I don't know about just giving that to...
I assumed that Collian took his own letter.
So there was a body that had that.
Which is like a president
This is
giving
not.
speeches.
This is not my father's
Yeah, it does.
handwriting.
Oh,
Oh,
It says that it is from him, but this is not his writing.
you think? But your father is dead?
How?
Well, you said it, so no takes these back.
I know this is a sensitive topic, but do you mind telling us where your father is?
You don't have to tell us. Obviously,
How
you're in
your
a state of
father is
distress.
Do you mind if I
No, go.
keep this?
Yeah, please, have it. It was a no use to us.
I think before I get to the matter of my father, I should explain what you are all experiencing. You are
Kidnapping.
kidnapped here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that is better or worse than what happens to some people. Some people stumble upon this place unknowingly. Some people are tricked, and some are forced. Regardless, an unfortunate number of people have ended up here with no hope of leaving, unfortunately. Welcome to Barovia.
Thank you.
No.
So it's like Lost. It's a play I watched when I was a kid.
I don't think you understand.
No, I think it's more like there is some bard has this song about like an inn that when you show up there, like you can't leave ever again. And like it seems so great, but then if you try to leave the
It
inn.
sounds like da da
Oh.
da 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 da.
Yeah, that one. Oh wait, so we've seen that same bard.
No, I just hate that song, and I get the bard to shut up every time he tries to
It's
sing
like
it. I'm
has
so
been
sorry.
in.
I'm so sorry. We're very sensitively treating this terrible, terrible topic.
Right.
I like that song.
I don't believe that what is happening to me is more terrible than what is happening to you, unfortunately.
Oh, I mean, you
Oh,
lost a
great.
father. We didn't lose anything.
Okay. Whoa!
You have lost your lives.
Cute.
I would love to lose my father.
I put my hand through my hand and see if it does
No,
anything.
no, you are not ghosts, but you are prisoners
It's a step up.
of Barovia.
But who controls Barovia? Somebody must be holding us prisoners. It can't just be the country itself.
I mean, you could be a prisoner of your own mind.
You know what?
She got to me. I don't-
Barovia
Right.
is a place trapped in and of itself by the Count Strahd Campaign, a terrible, terrible man who sits in the castle up on the hill and wreaks terror upon us all.
Why?
Why indeed? No one knows. But we know that we are his. He is the land.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So would anyone miss him if he was gone?
On vacation. Like see his
Course.
family.
No, I meant murder.
Oh, okay.
I think they just said. I think we just
Interesting.
been
I
hearing
thought Sandy
things
did
of
mention
like.
I think we jumped over a lot of steps here.
If you're always watching, do you think
Wait,
anyone would
can I
miss you
put my
if I
hand?
shot you?
You can put your hand. Make a dex check.
If he is always watching, is that true? Like he's like omnipotent or something like that? Oh,
That's a Dex. That's a 14.
Okay, what's your armor class?
16.
Not quite. So your fingers are still a little straight, so it's muffled. It's not quite like, yeah. It's not quite as simple as that. He has eyes everywhere. There are some here that are trapped, and there are some here that have chosen to serve him. And it is hard to discern which sometimes. He controls the bats, he controls the wolves, he controls the ghosts, and his special servants that fly upon us at night.
Oh,
You know, I feel like we should special students.
With what?
And pull out a pistol.
Holy shit!
Am I not in the
Is this some kind of like drinking too? I kind of try
No,
to grab
no,
it.
I wouldn't.
That is very cool, but we show that outside, not.
I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
I think
You cannot leave.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
Unless we
that
kill
part.
him, is my guess.
Well, it doesn't have to be us. We could delegate
We could
it.
just threaten him a little bit.
I
Snipe
said,
him
what
around.
was
Yeah, that's
special
right.
service?
Just a little bit
Sorry, I'm
of
taking
like,
this
hey,
very seriously.
we're not to be
My
messed
God.
with.
For the love of everything living and dead, can you take this seriously for once?
I'm very
Can you please listen to the man?
I hold my hands like this. It's like-
They are what he is.
And what is he?
A vampire.
Ah.
Eternal. Unyielding. Never satisfied. He makes playthings of us all. And when we die, we come back. Those of us with souls.
Oh.
So you're telling me vampires exist?
You come back as yourselves, or?
Are you alright?
But vampires are fantasy creatures. A dragon must be bad.
No, I regret to inform you that vampires are indeed very much real. Strahd himself visits my sister every night.
Oh, are they like a thing?
Also, you.
No, they are not a thing.
What is he doing?
I don't think.
He
we want-
seeks to court her.
You're not like projecting anything, right? You're
Okay,
not
what does he
like, oh,
do?
this Strahd, he's a vampire. I don't want him near my sister. No, he's like a.
I don't have I don't have the power to stand to him on my own. What I was saying is when we die, sometimes we come back later, looking like ourselves, but not quite ourselves. I have always been Ismar, but apparently before there were people that looked like me, men that looked like me, had my face. But we're not Ismar.
Interesting.
Just as my sister. She is unlucky in this way. Irina bears an unfortunate resemblance to someone that Strahd cared a great deal about in his lifetime. So he visits her.
Does she like it? Is it?
Okay, so hands on me.
No, I don't think a question about liking it.
Oh, visits her. Wait, it's not like a.
She has started to refuse him.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Not
Is
good
it?
for your family, I bet.
Well, she and my father decided it was best to refuse entry, so they stayed inside our home. And a few days ago I received word that he had passed away inside of the home. I have not been inside since. I feared for my sister's safety.
You know what? On behalf of this entire, what are we?
Can you lock this
Group?
inside the home?
We're not a team. We're not friends, but we're 4 people sitting at the same table. So that must mean something.
A group of people kidnapped at the same time.
Yeah, a sort of squad, if you will. Okay, so on behalf of this entire what we have here, I promise that we will not leave this country or voivodeship. I don't know. It's
Country.
This country until Count Strahd stops bothering your sister forever.
That's
While
a huge claim.
No, I
Well,
feel
why
like
I
we owe this. He got us drinks. He gave us this whole.
No, I
Like,
mean,
story.
I'm willing to help, but you really shouldn't make those promises on behalf of like the group.
I mean, it is
Well,
a
I feel like
it
it's
is
easier for you to agree.
it
You're
is a
guilty.
promise that you will unfortunately have to keep because you can't leave.
You were halfway there.
Well,
Ah,
that's fair.
I wonder.
In the letter, he said she has a wound and it's growing worse. Now that's not good by any means, but what prevents anyone from getting inside the home? Why are you not there right now?
My sister is not injured. She's
The
not wound.
letter says she's dying.
She was dying.
It is also not written by my father.
That's true. Would you say you recognize the handwriting at all?
It was probably a trick.
So who would pretend that? Who would make people think?
My guess is our lovely friend, the Count. Fuck you.
He's not a friend though.
Yeah, but
That's the part of the sentence you are issuing?
why?
Yeah, that's the problem.
It was probably Darwin. Is the man you found. My father's servant. Sent to.
I'm going to write his name.
I've never trusted him. I believe he allowed Strahd into our home to visit my sister once. He has ways of making people do things that he wants them to.
Question. The letter.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning is "Hail to thee of might and valor," and then
Yep, sorry, let me pull up the letter.
yeah.
Hail to thee of might and valor, I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. It's a plea for help.
But to whom?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's not specifically addressed.
It doesn't.
says
Yeah,
thee-
I was trying to figure if there's a.
It says
tell.
thee of might and valor.
Yeah.
It's an open invitation for help.
What do you think,
Oh.
Ismark? Can you make heads or tails of this because we didn't know your family and stuff.
Well, I hate to say it, but you were brought to Barovia under not dissimilar circumstances. How did you come here?
Enchanted
We're at a bar.
A man named Vasile.
What did he look like?
Dressed in all purple, had a scar across his nose from one cheek to the other.
Ah.
That's incorrect, right?
Unfortunately, yes, he is most likely one of the Vistani. The Vistani people are the only ones that are able to come and go from Barovia as they see fit. Long ago, one of them, or a few of them, came to Strahd's aid, and so he takes special interest in them. Some of them serve him, some of them do not. Again, just like any other Barovian, it's hard to know which of them are his friends and which are not. It seems as if you have run across one of his friends. Strahd brings people here because he is bored. Obviously, if no one can leave, there are only so many people here, and if he grows bored with you, well, he needs entertainment.
Not to be rude, but I'm a little confused because I was the only person who was actually supposed to be talking to him.
And I'm not very entertaining.
like I would get me being targeted, I guess. But y'all were just all at the bar for other things, right?
I work there.
Yes.
Just getting drinks.
So like, how would he know the three of you would also be there or care?
I don't think
about
he did.
But I feel like you really like waited
got
for the
roped into
for.
this.
Oh, I'm
Because-
sorry.
He wanted to wait until everyone was out there to watch you burn your painting, and obviously you stayed behind. You came back in. You were
Oh
working
my
here.
God, Pepper's gonna be so
He
pissed.
dragged me.
That is our priority, yes.
If I may offer insight, you are very distinctly dressed and carry yourself with great air. He tests the confidence of those he believes that can rival his arrogance.
Well, there's no need to rival. I
He looks
understand.
for those that are unique, those that are unusual.
Oh, you guys
Doesn't
hit with
ring
like a
bells.
double glance.
Pardon me, you smell vaguely of death.
We did touch a dead body on the way in here.
I can vouch for that. That happened.
I see. And what is there interesting about you?
I collect seashells.
By the seashore?
Yeah.
Ah.
And I sent, they don't really sell well on the aftermarket, so I just didn't keep them.
I see. Well, he has his reasons. And his servants know that.
They're really good shells, though.
I would like to formally apologize for getting you guys wrapped up in this.
It's
It is
fine.
okay.
We would do the same thing in your
How could
situation.
you know?
For the lives of us less interesting. This is quite the journey.
Yeah, you didn't do it on purpose, right? Yes, and
I was
you
just
got
trying to
nothing.
buy some stuff from him.
Then you have nothing to apologize
If we
for.
escape, we'll definitely get a book deal out of this.
Ooh,
Just saying.
that's true.
I can't
I do
write,
not
but
know
I'll...
why we are here, but we will try to help since that is all we can do, because I want to leave and we cannot.
If you are genuine about offering assistance, I fear greatly for my sister's safety. I do not feel that she is safe in the village of Barovia anymore. I have plans to take her to the village of Valaki. Farther away from his eyes, the castle looms over this village. Valaki is less in his sights. I believe she will be much safer there. I have tried and tried to convince her to go, but she will not leave. She won't leave the house. Would you assist me in convincing her to leave the village and go somewhere more safe?
Of course. Excellent.
I mean, yes, of course, but I'm having trouble figuring out persuasion if familial members are unable to persuade. How will for strangers from nowhere be able to say otherwise?
Have your parents ever told you something, time and time again, that you refuse to listen to? Not a stranger, or someone else told you the same thing and you believed them? Your parents tell you to save your money and not waste it, and you don't listen to them because you see them every day. They always give you advice. But a stranger tells you to do the same thing and it speaks to you differently.
No, my dad kind of sucked, so.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I think we can do it. I'm generally very persuasive. That's not like a metaphor. I don't like break people's knees or anything. I'm actually just very persuasive.
That is good. That is necessary. Irina is of strong mind. It serves her well, but it might also prevent her from reaching safety. That I cannot have. So you will come. You will help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I suppose that we shall head to my home. And as you finish your drinks and exit the Blood on the Vine Tavern, heading towards the Burgomaster's mansion in the village of Barovia, that's where we're going to end the session today. So welcome to Barovia, everyone. Thank you for bearing with me and for taking a turn from chaos into this. We'll pick up next week as you guys go and speak to Irina, and we'll get your adventures underway. How are we feeling? Is everyone okay?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Excited to watch back the whole 10-minute conversation about the Raccs.
Yeah. Cool. So, like I forgot to mention earlier, Internet, we like to write down our favorite quotes or moments from the session to use as sort of episode titles, which we will use to name the episodes on YouTube. So get ready for that. I was not doing that this session. I was going off my notes. The one thing I do have is I will confront this Racc. Awesome. Anybody else have anything they want to contribute?
I have many.
Good. We love options.
Okay, I already said some of these at break, so get ready for them again. Networking is so important. I have no feelings towards dwarves. You can call me Sandra. So what's your deal? And the general deal, I will confront this Racc. Lean against a cow casually. And my wife just left me.
Excellent.
I only have one, and it's you look hideous. Perfect.
I did say some of these at break, but we have the importance of networking. I invent straws. Every time you said you were a dock worker, I would write it in my book and with this eye emoji of just
the sauce eyes.
And then I think the Racc.
I think the Racc has to take it.
I have purple guy question mark, but that was just a no.
Okay. I like a lot of these. We'll come to a consensus about
the
what.
Curse of Strahd, Revenge of the Racc.
That's
the game we're
Find the
gonna play
boss.
after we finish
Right, of
Strahd.
course.
I really had a moment of realizing that I didn't know what the fantasy equivalent of a raccoon was and decided to just go power through it anyway.
It's a raccoon. The raccoons exist in this world.
You never know.
I've
Why
never
not?
seen anyone talk about a raccoon in D&D.
That's a lack of imagination.
Can we please
My
say raccoon
God.
now? I need a rabid raccoon, or just a regular.
Yeah. No.
I think I can build a raccoon, actually.
There's gonna be a horror raccoon.
I can build a homunculus raccoon.
Oh.
Next.
Okay. All right.
You're like, this is what it looks like.
Oh my god, the Racc!
So we will be back next Sunday at 4 o'clock, not 4:30. We had some tech stuff to sort out.
Yep.
We appreciate you bearing with us on that. And we will start getting into the meat of what is happening in this campaign. Thank you so much for anyone watching or for anyone following up on YouTube. We hope we will see you all again really soon for more spook. And as always, we sign off with our favorite saying, cluck cluck.
Cluck,
Cluck,
cluck.
Cluck cluck.
Cluck, cluck.
Cluck, cluck.
Yes.
Yeah!
First cluck cluck.
Ah!